hopefully set up with this setup, then everything should be good. You know, Focake Bodify uncontested. That's what we like to see. What is? It feels like half the map is contested. What? 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 What's up, Wheat? Sorry, I just kind of go crazy sometimes. Sometimes I just kind of go crazy, you know. Nothing really ever makes sense to me. Hold on, I gotta do something before we start. Make sure you guys go to the fantasy league right now. I gotta redo my team here. I gotta redo my team. Redo. We back. If Veno is going somewhere else, we're back. If Veno is going somewhere else, we're back. There's like no way you can't just put Peterbot in there. I'm going to go ahead and take King and then build my team around the rest. All NA, by the way. I build NA rosters if you guys don't know. I build NA rosters, you know. Good luck, Scared. Hold on. I had him. I'm going to continue to believe in him. I don't know if I can go my original idea of grabbing him. I need another IGL. We're just going to hope somebody pops off here. I had a couple already. NA, IGL. I got to remember who I had on here. Yami, Wikipedia, Minty, Proxy, Cash. Wait, didn't we just see Night in Heat 2? Am I stupid? We'll go ahead and throw Bucky on there, I guess. I'm so confused right now. I'm so confused. I have 19 points left. I just need players now. You know what I'm saying? I just need players. But it's just like, I feel like some of these guys I saw. So I got 19 points split between two people. So we'll use, so we need to save 6. So we'll use like 13 points. Who do we got up here for like 13? Do we put Booga back? Go back to Fraggers, actually. Grab Reet. Forgot. I remember I had Reet. And now we have 9.5 points. Grab Zen? I think we grab Zen. Is this Zen? Can I get no Lacey, no Faxi today. That's tomorrow. Is Zen worth it? This is Levin's website. Yeah. What do you mean I can't? It says Zen is worth 8 points. I have 9.5. Do I grab Zen? I think I grab Zen. Because I don't know who else. Map. Where's Zen at? King. I got King. Oh, I had to get King. Veno and them are too expensive. Kugo or Castle? Why is Braid so expensive? 22 points? This is why I look at this list. I spent dual wrong. Okay. I have a whole 9.5 points. Cayenne? Are we go another IGL maybe? I think we go another IGL with 9.5 points. Sonetto, Paper. There we go. All right, cool. That's my team. You guys saw it. This is my team on the right here. Super last. Oh, choose MVP? Like, come on now. Save. We had 564, 561. So we had 2 decent back-to-back days. This was my team. Cole, Diminish, Jargu, Threats, Muzz, Moneymaker, and Power. And then we had Bolt, Shadow, Miro, Victor V, QK, Yuz, and Aviv. So Yuz, Aviv, don't say I don't believe in y'all. Even you, QK. And then this is my roster I'm sticking with. Super last. What's up, Focake? Ready for the uncontestedness? Are you ready for the uncontestedness, brother? You have 9 minutes. Okay, hold on. Now let me follow up on chat, though. I actually did not see it. First off, what's up, Richard? What's up, Richard? What's up, George? I was just focusing on getting that done because I'm gonna, you know, Venno is conning Bucky, yeah. Zen and Paper. Okay, this is the wrong drop map anyway. What's up, More? What's up, Drummer? Yo, you guys were on fire at the comments. Yo, I really wanted the Sky Basers to win. Pete, as an IGL, I don't control it. That is Levin's website. I suggest you guys all check it out.
Do you ever go live for these streams on YouTube too, so it's better quality for people watching on their TV, like 40+ dads like myself?
First off, I didn't even know text-to-speech was a thing on my channel. And yes, I'm live there right now. We got Richard in the chat on YouTube as well. How long till start? 6:15, 9:15. So it depends on what your time is. 15 on the clock is when we'll be inside of the games themselves. Players get in at 10 on the hour. So there's 7 minutes. They're probably loading in. They're probably warming up right now, getting the last bit of their, you know, kind of warm-ups in. And then they load in at a 10, 10:01. And then we get into replay at 15, maybe 16, depending on how it is. Dualcaster Boji. Maybe for last chance major, Boji, I'm down. Because I was actually going to put out a tweet. I was actually thinking about putting out a tweet. Does anybody want to, like, cast last chance major on West? Is Qual going to be 111, 112? I'll check that out in a second. Why aren't the Peter Bob casting today? I decided to be Poyo. You know, I'm a LARPer. What is this website? That's Levin's website. Zen is with Bucky. No, Zen is with Paper. Unless you're talking about, you know. Okay, what's up, Faux Cake? What's up, Arca? What do you mean Zen is with Bucky? That makes no sense. Is that website wrong then? Getting surprised, Con? Damn, bro. They got you a favor when you're free. Can you forward a report I made in Google Drive Teams on mobile? No, I can't do any of that because I don't handle any of that. Quark! Quark!
W. Jacob, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, dude. I'm still full of energy. I'm telling you, I can cast 26 games a day. Once I hit 27, we start to get loopy. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss, like, anything in the chat, dude. Fax is doing... Who do you guys want to route right now? Why'd you say Fax is doing 44s? Zen Paper, Bucky Cam? That's right! See, I'm not dumb. Bucky's with Cam playing tomorrow. I'm still just unsure about how any of that comes to light because, like, that was the fantasy picks for tomorrow. It was for tomorrow's. I'm ready for Grands Warrior. Wookie win game 1. Where does he land? I'll tell you if it's true or not. I'm not gonna say it's not true. I'm saying it's possible. But you got Larkos and Zeno up here, Lyric and Bully Slayer contested here, where you can kind of steal away some of the loot. So it's gonna be tough. Depending on where they end up after this, we'll see. We'll see. Thank goodness school is conned, yeah, but like, it's a big POI. One on one side, one on the other. Doesn't mean they're gonna fight. Not one of those drops, at least. Yeah, I just cast, dude. I don't even know, you know. Lacey tomorrow, right? Yep, Lacey and Fax tomorrow. If you want to see a preview of tomorrow. If anybody's daring enough to make, you know, predictions, but like right there, Lacey, Faxity, and then I guess a third team's there. But this
Mero
is
looking for duo on Zero Ping. Who would be your first or second prediction to who he may pick up? We just don't want school to do good tonight in West Heats 1 because of his rival, dislike of Arc.
Yeah, I appreciate the bits, brother. But I don't know. I liked Miro and Mason for the most part. So it's like, let me know who's free. Give me a pool of players. Because right now, I mean, put me on the spot. I don't necessarily remember who didn't qualify. Obviously, Shadow and Virgo aren't going to break up. You know what I mean? I don't think Mason's necessarily a bad pick. I think circumstances just didn't go their way. The drop spot, I wish maybe they could have contested a better spot or tried to land at a better spot, but I don't know. Zen, that would be a good pick. Wouldn't necessarily be a bad pick. Thank you for the bits
Zen?
again, though. You don't have to send bits. Just know that. Thank you for the support, especially since Mr. Part-Time is here. We're gonna have fun this weekend, though. Do you think Wookiee can qual? With that drop spot and the players around them, it makes it hard. But it's top 18 in consistency on the leaderboard, so I'm not going to say it's impossible. I don't even know what loot is here, to be honest. I've honestly never seen this as a drop spot before, to be honest. You know what I mean? Telka Arc not in this heat, nah. I would like to see Zafu qual. How's Basie looking? Where's that on the map, bro? Basie. If I had to think who's going to win a game, I would go like Retro Phoenix, but I'm not sure if they'll actually win a game or just play the games out. You know, Xeno Larcos. Let's go and see who else, is uncontested. Extinct Rapid. I think Focake Bodify can, but I also think they'll probably make it in with consistency, wanting to play the games out. Timko Suds. Epic Pump, depending on how the drop goes, obviously. Convict Yumi. Tiba Jasper, top 10. Nah, Tiba's half. Nah, I respect Tiba, actually. I was playing scrims, and Tiba, he may or may not have broken the rules. He may or may not have broken the rules. I'm not going to say he did, but I'm also not going to say he didn't. But he keyed over at me, and I was like, bro, just let me play these games out. I'm just a fill, and he actually did. He said, mad respect to him. Mad respect to him. Yeah, Zen could be a good pick for Miro, though, as well. 0-22 in 4v4s? Who's against him? But like honestly, he could have literally just laughed in my face. He could have not responded. He could have keyed anyway. You know what I mean? And he actually let me play the game out. Did it help? No. I ended up on a tree that I couldn't build on, jumped on by, I think, Tiba and Jasper anyway, but they let me play it out. You know what I'm saying? And then the third game, I guess, was a little better. Is Minute playing tomorrow? I believe so, yeah. Minute is playing tomorrow. If you don't see them on this map, playing tomorrow likely. Who fell asleep last game? Who fell asleep last game, Dev? I don't think Retro wants to win. Yeah, I don't think either. Like, I think most of these teams that are good teams, like even Icy and Zyro, and who is that? I forget. I just learned who that was. Is that Koffs? No. Koffs is up here. Bro, there should be a rule. You should have to submit the same name you're going to play on LAN online. So players are loading into the game right now, though, by the way. Can we watch the game, Willie? I wish. I don't like to spoil by watching a stream. I watch in replay mode. Once I get into replay mode, you know what I mean? It's just like I don't want to spoil. I like my reactions to be authentic. We got 5 minutes to wait for the replay mode to break, if that makes sense. Not to break, to timeout. Timko went from Larcos to Suds while having offers from everyone on West. Hey, you can't beat somebody who might be loyal. I don't know the situation, how good of friends they are, but can't beat someone who's loyal. Oh, nice with the Acorn and Queasy 1v1. That was a good 1v1, brother. For the best IGLs in history.
Just realized wasn't subscribed. You my favorite caster and see you on Aussie screen. Thank you for all you do for the community. P.S. Aussie is watching West tomorrow. You guys should co-do West.
I mean, it's always on his boat. When it comes to Aussie, when it comes to Aussie, it's what is it? The ball is in his court. The car goes on his ship. The spaghetti. I don't know that one. I'm just going to stop right there because it's just going to go downhill after that. But thank you for the sub, brother. Just thank you for the support today. Thank you, Ozzy, or anybody else watching out there. Hopefully I entertain. You know what I mean? Who are your West Grands predictions? You know, like a little Phoenix Retro, Epic Pump. Who else? Who else? Who else? What was it say? Larco, Zeno. I know I'm forgetting somebody because they're in another heat. And I'm just thinking of names that are right here. Let's look at tomorrow's heat. Boom, 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 boom. Minute B-Dog, Raygun, Blood Gangsta. Wait, what? Well, okay, let's see who else I could think. A good Grands prediction. Vorks Evolve, maybe? I don't remember how they've been doing recently. There's somebody. OCs. Where is he at? He's in the first heat. He's in the first heat. I think OCs and Slicksies, if they make it through today here against Fletch and Perk, I think they can do well in finals. Remember my name, up and coming. Zay 1X or FNO Zay? What is your name exactly? That Perk guy, Sniz, what about him? What's up, though, Elmo? I don't know if I said what's up, though, Elmo, but what's up, though, Elmo? My former duo, now arch nemesis. No, I'm kidding. I think Ozzy is going to get Jinxie and Call too, so you should hit Ozzy up. I don't know what that means exactly. If I'm casting, I'm sure Jinxie and Ozzy want to have a conversation, if that makes sense. So how does me casting work with that? Oliver won a game, bro. Honestly, Dev, if it was anybody else, like honestly, if it was anybody other than Oliver, I'm okay with Oliver breaking that. But I'm not sure if there's too many people I'd be okay with taking down the Skybase team. I'm not sure. Because I wanted that Skybase team to win so bad. I don't think you understand. Bello is playing today's Heat. I mean, if you tell me where he lands, that makes it a lot easier. You know what I mean? What are like the must-watch? We have 1 minute, by the way. 1 minute to go. 1 minute. Maybe a minute and a half. All right, if just so we're not counting the seconds, maybe a minute and a half. How funny is that? Oliver is the one to take down the Skybase, but like, yeah, if it was like the Skybase team, dude, Scrolly. Okay, so your name is actually Scroll. So your name is actually Scroll. Okay. He had me going there for a second when I saw Sky and Scroll. Yo, Biscuit, those are scrims, bro. Scrim score don't matter. Okay, let's see if we can get in. The top somewhere, Fluffy. Top side. Scrim score matters. I mean, of course, it's an indication of what's going down, but you ever heard of the phrase any given Sunday? Come on, it's any second now. Any one of these seconds it's going to load. Just no spoils. Hold on, School. What did you say? I know I saw your name, School. Good luck, by the way. I think if you stop trolling people. Hold on, Romy, bro. Thank you. Is the Oliver unlucky curse still happening because the team he won on was with everyone's favorite team? I think it was just the situation, bro. Everybody wants the Skybase team to win. No, that is not Clicks' Rapid. That's an NA West Rapid. Yeah, Zarky, I picked all Central players. I don't know how I did in the grand scheme of things, but I got like 561 points. Alright. Can y'all chop out of the damn battle bus already? Still got more. The bus isn't really here. It's like down here somewhere. So Cops is at the top side of the map, so it is still bugged. Bro, school, I'm not... Yeah, thank you for telling me that, because I am not saying whatever. Oh! What a way to open that one up. What a way to open that one up. Literally splatted down, didn't grab the weapon. Immediately being demolished. Wonky land, triple contested, Sprite and Fast here. Okay, not bad. A little bit of a split. Bowcake Bodify. Wait, what? Okay, they're underneath. I thought he was going over towards Wonky Land. Let's go ahead and see what happened over here. Suds, Timco, a little bit of the split drop. Sinister Strip. We saw that one already. See what's going down here. Z-Link and Enact against Thoric. I forget who Thoric's teammate is, but it's a name I think we'll all recognize if we can remember it. Going for this mythic pistol on this building, grabbing it without him. Thoric going out the side, using shockwaves to the best of his ability. Enact there as well, but he takes way too much damage. First one dropped in the fight, leaving Z-Link by himself, trying to scramble around. Peeking through the window is going to be Thoric, but it's his teammate who cleans that one up and wins the drop-off here in game number 1. Epic Whale Pump, uncontested. Wiz, Source and Skull. What's happening out here? Le Hunt, they already got one. Landing on the duck, 2v1 situation. I look for fights, by the way. If you guys are new to the stream, I look for fights. And Miller, bro, there's no Jacob in off spawn. You see, remember the guy who fell and splatted just now? That's me. They're going to be up above. Go and check out Latte Landing, where you see her is going to be down. Cops trying to be the hero. I think that is going to be Anik to get the elimination onto one, leaving him in a 1v2 situation. It's going to continue to get worse because the third party's moving this direction as well. Cops trying to play a game of peekaboo, crouching down to minimize the audio, but they know exactly where he's at, but he's going to peek that first shot through. That could be a game-changing one for Cops. You can see him with the Chug, Minis, the Lance Head, and he hears that third-party team coming in, so that's going to allow him to kind of stay here. Let them go for these eliminations. Distract them just long enough for him to hopefully get out safe. Kong, Saint, those are the two that are coming in here, crashing the party. Kong moving in on towards Anik. They're literally just one box away. Saint's there as well, peeking through the door, but he's not necessarily taking the bait just yet. Craze, crouching underneath in the cone. He's not even trying to help his teammate here stay alive. He's just waiting for one of them to make a mistake, and that's when he's going to try to hit a hard shot. Sir Kong and Saint crashing a party, and the party dies down. This is why you don't invite them to a party, guys. On how many points to Quan West? I don't really know exactly. Trying to see what else we could see. Heatwave Harbor coming out with Source on one side. You got this guy and Wiz on the other still. Does look like they're lurking. It kind of looks like they're lurking down below on their side of the buildings, getting them to drop down, hopefully make a mistake. They might already know they're there, and that's why Heatwave Harbor is just one of those. Even if you want to fight, it's hard. Ooh. Yo, what's up, Escamani? I love you, brother. I don't know when the 2 minutes will be up, but... You want to lava, Scissor, and Velo over at the Sanctuary. They're getting lurked on up above. They don't necessarily know it up until now. Probably hearing some footsteps. That's why Velo's going to start to box up. Build some space. No sneaky actions going down here. They're just trying to get as many of the max materials as possible. Even if it's a slow farm, at least it's progress. Oh, I don't know how that shot got snuck through, but he hears the movement coming in the other side. Velo's going to catch him for a second. Not getting any damage, but he's going to be able to cut that plan short. Scissor on the other side, just trying to cut the other player out. One shot's going to connect. That's going to help their surge strategy here. Tom, well, you can kind of see it up here, dude. Anytime I open the map, you're good. Oh, that's Scared. Scared and Okazy. They're the ones going for a fight on the outside. Actually, no, they're the ones moving in. Probably hears some shots exchange over off in the distance. He's just kind of playing to slow it down. Slixies and OC. This is another team I think could do well. Let's have a good time. Yo, Nina Maria subscribing with the Prime. Not only are you getting me one step closer to global domination, but taking money out of Amazon's pocket. That's 2 wins in one throw. I don't know. I could have done better there. But Slixies, OC. Let's turn up the volume just a little bit, actually. We had it low. Let me know if it's too loud and I should lower it. Let me know. Escamani, love you, brother. Just a slow approach to get inside the game. Go high, don't die, and Choppa, Epic Well and Pump. This is the mountain you'll see Epic Well and Pump on every single game, game after game, just outside of Calamari Canyon. Okay, why do we hear water? Going for the Mythic Maven, just outside of Heatwave Harbor. Got La Hunt here. Clouds, whose teammate was taken down. That's a Chug Jug. Minis, we got Extinct, along with Rapid. Kind of swimming on the outside, just trying to make an easy rotation possible. Icy finds air over on the outside. They do have the Mythic Baba Yaga, Lancehead Pistol. They also have the Mythic Warforged AR. Wow, this is going to be a team. If they could somehow get high ground, this is a team I feel like can just put on a lot of pressure and really clip players out of the lobby. Plus, they got zone right now, relatively towards the center of the zone, so that's definitely looking good. Uh-oh. Can Rio clutch up here? Tries to flip the ramp, makes a mistake. Tries to edit, makes a mistake again before he eventually goes down. Quang Tang and Dylan get that elimination on the Cluster Coast. Uh-oh. OC's, Slixies, Fletch on the other side of this exchange. Going ahead and playing for control. Gets the cone in. Stops him short. Perks there on the other side as they get that first elimination onto Fletch. It's going to go to Slixies. He's going to be able to reap the reward of the Siphon, the little bit of extra loot. You can see they're missing a lot of materials here and a lot of resources. No shockwaves to go up other than OC. He has to try to make the decision if it's worth the play. Perk actually drops down, trying to take the fight. The 1v1 against Slixies, but that one gets cut short. Now he's getting blocked off on both sides. Pressure coming in, perfectly blocks it off yet again. Slixies not taking the bait any single one of these turns, and now he's just joining OC on the high ground. OC making sure to take that extra angle. Doesn't really have HP here, so he can't take one too many punches, but he's definitely going to deal too many punches of his own. One of them's going to connect with the right hug. Slixies dropping down to try to continue to put down pressure until they eventually gets not one, but both of these eliminations here. That's tough. Do some Preds. If you give Biscuit names, Biscuit will do Preds. Oh, yeah, that's true. Wheat's right. This is why you guys are the mans. Tractor, Annex, Cops. You see her towards the top. Anik and Annex. Okay. Do a faux cake bonafide check over at the Frosted Flakes. Ooh, okay. The Binland Sky base, knowing more and more teams probably want to rotate over from this vending machine. Did Bonafide lag out? It could be replay mode. Let's not jump to conclusions here. Let's not jump to conclusions. Nah, let's not jump to conclusions. Maz and Hearn, decent loadout for the most part. Gino and Seps. Other than the Maven, I would say this is a pretty good loadout. Missing some out of that chug, missing a big pot, edit resetting, making sure no one can sneak up on him. Not too bad of a situation to be in for the most part. Couple teams waiting on the outside. Spec sees a team rotating in. Where it is going to get interesting now. Clouds was able to get the reboot back on his kicks. Right before you clicked off, he lagged out. Oh, no. So he was already lagging out. That does not count as anything to do with me or my fault. He was already there when we checked in. If it's anybody's fault, you blame the person who told me to look at them. I'm just saying. Yeah, what's up, Ice? Ashira? So, I'm not taking fault for that one. Definitely not taking fault for that one. Alright, popping the med kit, picking through the cone. They see Craze. 5 med kits. That should be able to last long here, but right now it looks like they're going to move it into danger. Buying an extra med kit. Looks like a little bit of a bait situation there. Something that we saw earlier on Central. But now they're getting creeped at right now. Through the stairs, hiding in the cone. And this is where disaster might strike. Fast and Sprite here, peeking through, ready to edit at the perfect moment. Only one wall is really separating them. He's ready, popping the big. He's actually edit the cone on the outside. Both of them getting caught off guard simultaneously. Sprite gets his elimination onto Anik. Craze trying to run away, trying to drop down. Fast can easily break through those builds if he zipline down, but it doesn't look like he wants to chase this elimination. What might be the best case scenario for them. Have a good rest of your team too, Fluff. You don't have to go to sleep, though. You can still join in on the action, you know. Bruno, Zaire, and Icy still got both of the mythics. That's a spread of up-and-comers. In what way? Don't have me skeptical. What's up, Rifle? Who I got winning NAC Grands? I think the same person everybody thinks is going to win NAC Grands. Big Pete. Oh, Tiba and Jasper? Oh, okay. I was just wondering. What do you mean? I was just wondering, bro. It's a simple question. Sometimes you troll me. Lately, you haven't. Honestly, lately you haven't. But Bully Slayer trying to make it in. Burst and a whole nother team on another side. Whole other angle. They're getting eaten by the zone. They really doesn't look like they have too much extra in the tank. One chug jug split between the two. You got to imagine the gold because they are making their way over to a mending machine. But they're 52 below the damage threshold here. Passing them on over. They're not trying to stay. 2 tick per zone here. Moving forward, just trying to catch up with the rest of the lobby. Once they get inside of the zone, probably going to feel a little bit more comfortable here. Putting themselves in a spot to where they can actually try to fight for Surge, but they're still getting tagged up on the tail end as they rotate in. A tough situation to be in. I wish there was a button that lets me open up the Storm Surge leaderboard and I can kind of see. Yo, Biscuit, you can replace that map command with the drop map, I guess. Oh, Larkos and Zeno. They didn't really have time for both of them to use the med kits. A whole nother team comes crashing in. That's Source in school wanting to join and take this fight here. Larkos dropping down, trying to create space. The med kit, first one was going to be canceled, but he too himself needs to start healing up. Source needs to heal up. He's going to go down. Source goes down. What have we just witnessed here? Now School's left in a 1v2 situation. Zeno up above trying to at least get the elimination. School trying to stop that from happening, and they both get cleaned up. What? Did they not have HP? There is no way. That's just one of those plays that have you scratching your head when it's all said and done. School gave away the position already, which is fine. Went for a shot. So Source should have been healing, no? Either way, the show must go on. Reinforcing just a little bit, giving it an extra leg to stand on. But now it's the time to heal. They got a huge upgrade now with the Mythic in the hands. Zeno and Larkos. Got to be one of the front runners if they want to try to qualify through this. Boatcake still up by himself on the north side of the map. Quick check-in. EWC qualified team. Phoenix and Red Show. 572 above the damage threshold. 3 chug jugs. Big pots here. Probably waiting to heal till the next zone presents itself. Seeing which direction they need to start to go. Does open up in the direction they do think. immediately use that shockwave to try to start their journey on over. They have a good distance to overcome here. Fuzz getting cracked right next to him. Got to imagine Fuzz likely down on Sturge. Yep, he is taking one tick at a time. Fuzz needs to try to find somebody to fight here, and it needs to work out. He shockwaves is back on over towards OC and Larcos, towards the backside of the zone, and they're going to go ahead and shut him down instantly. Patrick celebrating along with him. We got Ysir in the backside of zone. Trying to see, we got Yumi and Convict on the southern edge, 58 above. You can kind of see they got the worries right now, even though they do have the benefit of being above the damage threshold. They still have to rotate in this direction, so they're just trying to pad as much of that stat as possible before they start their journey in. As Convict gets his momentum cut short, more shots are going to connect onto Yumi, so that big climb for damage on Storm Surge gets cut short, but a whole nother team comes crashing in. That's Blizzy. He's going to take a little bit more damage. His shields are going to crack. Convict is now just trying to take advantage of the situation he's put in, but Yumi's going to go down. Convict left by himself. Third-party shots coming in. Nothing good in life ever comes easy, and for Convict, he has now been forced below the damage threshold by 181 and counting before he eventually does go down. Thank you, replay mode. Shout out for us missing that one. But Extinct and Rapid, they were a team that was rotating right in front of them, and they're in a similar situation, barely 46 above the damage threshold. Above is above, but in the next zone might certainly fall down below. They see elimination go off in the distance. They close the gap instantly, trying to steal away the loot. That's a great actual heads-up play here, especially since they know nobody's going to be able to edit in these boxes, so they have a lot of extra space already built for them. And you can see in the mini-map right now, they're one of the teams at one point or another with the furthest inside of the zone. I was going to try and see if Bowcake was still alive, but he actually just went down. Phoenix is going to get dropped right now rather instantly. A lot of our teams falling right before our very eyes. I don't mean to keep opening up the map, but I'm making some misclicks. Phoenix just went down along with Retro, trying to start the revive. Here's another team, KJ and Soul. KJ almost qualified to the Summit Land. I think they were in 4th place as the roll down spots went through, as Retro is going to be able to complete the revive. Phoenix is going to have to back up, and Retro's making sure to build him space. He's just breaking shields here. He is the hero Phoenix needs in this situation. Even passing over some of those resources, making sure he's in fighting shape as well. Top 27 situation. We haven't even touched placement points yet in this game. Dylan, Supernal, both of them going to go down, leaving their teammates as solos. Chris is going to go down as well. Supernal's going to get cleaned up. A lot of those downs being cleaned up. Zeno getting brought back to life. Thoric and his duo getting some of that loot as well. As Retro and Phoenix, they're making it toward the front side of zone, and they're trying to cut off any opportunity for Tiba and Jasper to think about getting aggressive. Try to see where everybody's at. Is Vision, Banana Apple trying to make it in. Vision just living on a prayer here. Sliver of HP. He is healing up as much as possible. As Fast and Sprite, Ryan said they're up-and-comers, and right now they're up-and-coming to take away the high ground as well. As Skix goes down again, second time this match. Thoric's on the other side. Huang Tang, I know who I'm looking for, but I don't see them just yet. There's something. There we go. Epic Whale and Pump. Placement points so far. Seeing where the zone is going on the shoreline. On the western edge of Sinister Strip. Zeno and Larcos underneath as well. They're 257 or 52 at one point, 72 now. Above the damage threshold. Team below them, another team getting eliminated from 2 to 6 points. Just like that. They're waiting for the perfect moment to start the rotation. Planning it accordingly. Seeing multiple teams start to rotate on out as well. And this is where they might make some solo shock rotations here, but they might go together as well. But it's going to go together on foot. They don't want to shockwave through the sky, take any unnecessary damage. Just like that, it could put him in such a bad situation. Epic Whale gets cracked, shield gone just like that. Luckily for him, the bait and switch. Pump starts the tunneling, puts him in a good spot, but now the solo shocks are going to come out. Pump trying to heal up. Epic Whale shocking to the front side of the zone. Digging deep into his Chug Jug here, trying to heal up. Fast and Sprite, they lose out on that high ground. Not sure how, but they're faring well on that mid layer. Epic Whale being pushed back. 8 HP, barely surviving here. Needs Epic Whale for him to figure out a way to reunite, but they're even taking damage. They get cut off yet again, forced to go out even more wide. They're down outside of the hard mats. Less than 400 total. And this is where they're really going to have to find elimination here into the top 22. It's not where you expect yourself in this situation, but you end up here nonetheless. And it gets even worse with Epic Whale going down. Tries to get it from his teammate. Epic Whale still alive. He knows he can't be the hero in terms of revive, but Epic Whale just trying to go ahead and drop the Siphon in relatively close towards his location. Specs going down. Thor making sure to get some of that loot. Teammate breaking in the box. Zeno and Marco's still alive as well. 47 points and counting. Retro and Phoenix, that revive paying dividends here. They got 4 eliminations now. Waiting for Phoenix to heal up before they shock in the box. Going to the front. They spot Pump out as a solo, trying to break into the box. Damage going on to 1. Retro turns around, takes out Pump. Moving forward here in the zone. Marcos and Zeno now coming in on the flank. Constant action going down as they look to keep up with the pressure. Breaking through the top. They want to get off that layer. They know multiple teams are there as they find another elimination. And it quickly goes through as Retro finds that one on to Phoenix as well. Making sure to stay hip to hip here. 7 eliminations so far. They're going on a frenzy here late in this game. Who else still alive on high ground? Icy's there. I said there would be a scary team on the high ground. Double mythics. One's lurking in the backside of zone with no builds. One being forced off his pedestal from high ground. Trying to see what the recipe is going to be, because right now they have no builds to protect himself if anybody starts to look up. Icy trying to deal with it. Spice trying to deal with the pressure as well. He gets the Siphon, but that one's going to get cut short. He's getting what he can out of the Chug, but now he's deep in his zone, tick by tick. His moment in this game is coming to an end, so he has to shockwave forward. He has more than enough builds to make himself looking strong. As Phoenix and Retro, they have 8 eliminations so far. Another down. 9 eliminations here for Retro, and everybody left alive is going to be a solo here as Icy goes down. Sprite still left in this game. Shotgun coming from the backside of zone. Retro is doing well. He's just trying to hold on to the pressure. Somebody's left alive in this game as a solo right now. Sprite going up. Top 4 situation. Retro, shotgun, everybody trading shots. Momentum his way. He has 10 eliminations before shotgun eventually ends. A great run from Phoenix and Retro to qualify to the grand finals. I could have did better, bro. I felt should have just stayed on Phoenix and Retro, bro. This is why observers, you can give them all the slack. They might miss stuff, but they get a lot more than me. Not bad, right? Oh my god, my ear. Bro, no way!
What the Rock is cooking.
5 games today? Okay, let's check out the leaderboard. Hold on. So in first place, remember, top 18 in consistency. We got Phoenix and Retro in first, Icy and Zaire, Fast and Sprite, Xeno Larcos, Quastra and Thoric, Gino and Seps, Keenan Darts, Rapid Extinct, Slixies and OC, Epic Well Pump, short outside of the top 10, but still inside of the 15. Scissor and Bello looking down. And this is where it starts to get scary, right? It's top 18, so we're looking at 19 on this leaderboard. Since one team already has the win, we're starting at 2. You go down to 19. Right now, the cutoff is 21 points. It's not. I mean, it's not bad. You don't qualify here. I mean, I don't know what to say. I have no idea, Jack Live. I really don't know. We need Epic Well and Pump to pick it up. I mean, we definitely do, but right now they're at least safe. They're 7 points ahead of the curve, so they're in good form. What's up, Cabbage? What's up, Nate? Thank you again, Kitty Whiskers. I just gotta trust my gut with the cams, dude. I should have just stayed on Phoenix and Retro. I should have just trusted my gut. He at least found another elimination. He died to the eventual winner, so we would have saw everything. I just need to trust my gut. But Trexter and Shotgun B. Not Shotgun A. Shotgun B. Top 23 qual. Yes. 5 winners and then 18 inconsistency. So I guess this one, it does go down to 23. You're right. Is it 11 points? No. Because no. It is like I said. It's 9 as of right now. It's 18. It does go down to the top 23, but it's as the wins come in. Now I remember. It's as the wins come in. As of now, this would be top 18 consistency. 21 points. So this the good heat. Yeah, I think Virgo Shadow is the biggest shock, no? Uncontested, godlike POI, struggling to surge, especially after getting, 200 plus eliminations in the play-ins. You'd think they'd be at least more aggressive. And it's just, I really don't know what happened. Ahead of time, if any of my comments seem late, it's because I watch on YouTube, we're like 15, 20 seconds behind. I'm sorry. Don't feel like it. I mean, I read it late too, so like no matter what, it's gonna come on time to me. King Peterbot play on Acorn's account, bro. Shut up. That was all Acorn, bro. I think if you listen closely, you hear me scream in the background when he gets that like 5-piece at the bottom or that 4-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal at the bottom. You kind of hear me scream in the background or something. G Money and Scare, yep. Up for LCQ, yep. Rapid is not playing West. That's a different Rapid. That's a different Rapid. So obviously, you know, there's a little bit of delay to the next game. Actually, no, we might be right now. It might be time. It might be time for the next game. Might be time for the next game. Yo, thank you, Snack Pack. Bro, they were just feeding him elims, bro. They were just feeding him one elim after the next. I'm hoping for Botify's game to not crash this one. Come on, Botify. Come on. Yeah. How can you tell? 100% Dwayne The Rock Johnson. If I was going to make it pretty 2-minute long, how many people? I would say like 4, 5. Because it's West. Maybe 4. Zeno, Icy, they should be contested here, but they're not. Oh, yeah. They're not going to be. Oh, actually, no, they are. Straight out of the drop again. Misses the first one. Icy, Zyro, trading shots back and forth. Icy forced to have to duck inside. Teammate's going to be there, so he's not going to be able to get those minis off just yet. So he's going to be the first one dropping in this fight today.
Cold for me.
I'm okay with Mr. Austin. Hey, if he can drop his teammates down, force them to look for the elimination, this could be good. He also could be crawling for that reboot van on the other side of the map. Uh-oh, he does drop down. Zyro, big shot. 3 straight ones, but he has no build to protect himself. He gets beamed down, and it looks like the fight is going to go the other way this time around. What other fights we got going on? Thoric, Hierarchy, Enact, and Z-Link. Thoric and Quastra played well in one. See if it happens here again in this one. Latte's happening a little bit slower. We learned that in game 1. Oh, it does look like Source and School go down again. Game 2. This time it is going to be off spawn. Yeah, they are, Warrior. That's why I don't watch them off spawn. Quastra underneath. Enact on one side. Trying to get some extra builds to work with. Make sure nobody's working around. Ooh, are they going to double Shockwave? Dork already disengaged. He went down low to the low ground. Missed that opportunity. They make their way on over, grabbing an extra big pot. Just trying to go ahead and grab the extra shields. There is a mismatch right now when it comes to HP and shield. They're basically farming up the whole house here. Nah, don't be nervous, bro. Z-Link rotating out. Looks like an act is going to follow. I'm not sure if they saw Sir Kong and Saint again disrupting the fight. Z-Link uncon makes land. Okay.
The most underrated, underappreciated wrestler in the all-time category is the 1-2-3 Kid, aka X-Pac.
See, I don't know much about him. I don't know the in-depth wrestling stuff. I just know mainstream. But Z-Link continues to disengage out. They go straight for the Mythic. Does look like an act is going to make his way on over, dropping his smoke. So when they eventually leave, shouldn't necessarily know where they're at, but Saint's looking one direction. Larko's up above. Wookiee's looking good. I know some people were wondering about Wookiee. Let me see if we got every POV. Yes, we do. Check out Phoenix and Retro for a moment. Dylan and Quang Tang on the other side. Anik, Zay, Rio all here as well. Not bad. Thank you for the bits, though, by the way. With the Stone Cold message and the X-Pac message. If you tell me where they are, like tell me who you want to watch, dash their drop spot. Aren't they like up here? No. Okay, there we go. You said latte. You know, if you're in here watching West and you're requesting a POV, we like to see about it, you know? Not bad. Thoric goes back to their spot. Is he lurking for an Elim down here? Because he knows somebody's lands there, just trying to probably figure out where exactly they're at. Epic Lone Pump. Double Chug. Already on their mountain, getting Surge, cracking the shield in the distance. Farming up the scraps and what they use to build. Not bad. You see a fight, let me know. Velo is in here. Slixie's just feeling peacey right now. Full-on edit course on display. Break it through the box. Trying to go ahead and take control. Gets the cone in. One attacks from above. Slixie's missing that opportunity to finish off with the knock of his own. But the zone is also helping hand. He misses yet another shotgun shot. Not very like Slixie's in some of these situations, but he finishes off the Elim nonetheless, leaving Fletch by himself. 1v2 situation. In the feed, Zeno does take Bully Slayer down. Kind of saw that. Feeling like the man 100 grand. Not that good so far, Butchie. Haven't liked what we've seen so far. But he is dropping down from above. They are putting the moves on the Fletch as of now. Another shot's going to connect. Slixie's on the other side. They continue to put down pressure until they clean up those eliminations. Shaking the dust and the nerves off here in this situation, which isn't bad. Just here in Coughs. Taking the vending machine, another team up above. Zeno and Larkos did take down Bully Slayer. Bro, I can't click there. There we go. Timko and Suds. Ask you shall receive. Closed mouth, don't get fed, you know. Blitz just getting pressured back, trying to refarm up. Got to imagine the situation they're in. Suds just taking the chug, healing up some of that damage. Timko trying to back up. And you can see like a huge mismatch. A lot of the materials on the Timko. Suds burning through a lot of his materials. Why would you say that? Topsy Seer swerved Arcanic. So sometimes it be that way. Sometimes it's about the bigger picture, you know? Somebody didn't load into this game, though. Two teams are missing and only one won. I like that. Can't easily sneak up on them. Go right back to the top. Tier and Cops, nothing should happen there. Wait, is there no faux cake in Bodify? Hold on. Saint and Wukong literally lurking all around this side of the map. Finally landing some damage here. Just some quick heals. It's how come there's no leaderboard? I just realized that. Nobody has points. Zeke is just full of energy. Zeke has like fun vibes, bro. He's like probably one of the like more fun people to be around. But online, in person. Thoric, they're moving towards Lifty. I'm not sure if Zeno and Larko saw this on the north side of the map. But there definitely seems like they got a clue somewhere, especially with the possibility of somebody kind of ending up right behind them. It does look like we might have a 1v1 going down. Tractor on one side. Quang Tang on the other. They're going for reboot cards. Tractor doesn't have builds to build a wall. He's stuck in the box. Just trying to hope he makes a mistake on the other side. And he's the one that makes the mistake. Breaks the wall. And Quang Tang breaks him down. Is he really Nada? How do you know that? You saw the feed? Who is that, Ink? Alright, reboot coming in. Zay at the bottom. Jasper. Hibba, Epic Whale probably feeding right now the stats. Okay. Pump is going to be down below. Lurking around the vending machine. Literally almost basically the entrance to their sky base. A lot of extras down below so you can kind of see what they're playing for, what the situation is. It's not going to be easy to lurk on a team like Epic and Pump, especially without shockwaves or being able to risk a fight. Phoenix and Retro, 86 points here in game 1. Did the points load? I don't know, man. This is game 2. Yeah, Pump grinds like a lot more Call of Duty than I thought. But I feel like it's just something controller players do, you know? COD. Phoenix and Retro, one of the best teams on the region, 86 points, first place currently on the leaderboard. Staying near their POI, but they're not scared to venture out to try to look for Surge. They're not necessarily content with sitting in a tower. They have that vending machine and another at their disposal. We can see nobody's here, but obviously they're none the wiser. Z-Link and Enact returning back on over. Saint and Wukong on the other side. Z-Link can definitely shred some shields. Does have the Mythic Pistol. Starting his medkit early. That's going to give him an advantage if they start the fight now. And Act lurking around the other side. Double medkit's going down. He's going to get them to stop the medkit. Perfectly played here so far by Enact. First try. That one's going to be denied. Second one, finding success. That's just because Saint and Kong reposition. Z-Link breaking through the builds on the other. He's the one with the Mythic Pistol, but you can see he's very, very light on that ammo. So he's almost putting himself in a situation, if you want to get the most effective use out of that Mythic Pistol, you might need an elimination, because I don't know where else you're going to find that ammo.
The only thing I really want from Chapter 8 is a more lethal Storm.
I'm trying to think if I like that. I'm not sure. Just the nature of Battle Royals. Maybe... Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do, so let me not pretend like I'm a dev. Connected Z-Link getting some damage. Again, only 33 bullets and 55. They're both using pistols, so they're going to run low on the small ammo very, very quick. Going for that shot up above. Continuing to put down that pressure. Nice damage onto Saint. Almost cracking the shields, but either way, just a sliver of HP. Shockwaves up and over. Again, trying to stop any healing from coming through. He bleeds through the builds, and Act goes down. Z-Link's able to get one of his own, gets the elimination, and this is the re-up of ammo that he needs in this situation. It's going to be a full-on wipe coming through for Z-Link. Storm sickness in endgames is so annoying. Yeah, but... I get it. Oh, fast in a 1v1. Lotse landing. Oh, he gets it canceled. Dylan just takes a big shot. Lets the zone to the rest. It's fast for life for sure. Zeno Larco is finally making it in. M games would never be stacked. Top 23 overall after all phases done. They're both playing great. Okay. Do you think Lacey or Fax qual? I think both of them can qual, especially if they split the drop. Doing good in grands is a different story. Are you gonna grow out your hair? Not really. It's almost time for a haircut, but I might grow it out a little bit more. Do I think the duo could do something crazy? I think they're either a very good duo or like a miss, if that makes sense. And I think they're just inconsistent. So one time we might see them as a good team once. We might not see them as that same form another time. Timko just got, at least I thought he got an elimination here. Maybe I was wrong, but yes, he does. Picks up one, getting sprayed from the other side. Anakin Craze putting down pressure. Seeing where it is. See who's below the damage threshold as of now. From 320 to 177. Check out Yumi, Convict. Not too many points here so far. Game one, not necessarily going their way. 331 above the damage threshold. I think they're good, Nada. If they're a shoe-in, like they're gonna qualify today. Pump and Epicwell moved away from their mountain in Calamari Canyon, but since I think nobody's contested them here, it is uncon. They can easily start to venture on over before a lot of these other teams. Kind of see how everything's looking though. Vic Yumi above in the lighthouse. Skicks and Clouds trying to have a pick-me-up type game. Extinct and Rapid, OCs and the Slixies rotating in as well. Couple more on this edge here where we find the struggles. Where Freeze Fuzz trying to make it in. Anik Craze still trying to make it in. And as soon as they do, Timko, Suds, they get a good amount of damage. Z-Link and an Act trying to make it in on the edge. You're kind of seeing how stacked these zones actually are. But if you're one of these teams here, you've been gifted the opportunity, not having to rotate, really nothing to worry about. Xeno, Larcos, they might have a little bit to worry about, but it's not too much because they make quick work of that rotation. Instantly it reveals itself, and they use that shockwave to close the distance. They may not be in just yet, but they're just right there. Jasper Tiba, 700 above. Oh, we're coming in on the lurk. We're getting ready to crash the party. There goes that one elimination, but OCs takes that first shot. Not really nothing to worry about here. They already have 4 eliminations. Almost 1,400 damage above the threshold. More heals than they know what to do with. They just need one well-placed shockwaves to get themselves in position. Convict Yumi from the lighthouse, shockwaving off, trying to start to close the gap. But it's 5 tick per zone. Why did they wait so long? This is just a daring escape here that they're going out and around, trying to hit the mending machine to grab some extras. First comes the patch up. That might be a waste of gold, but sometimes you got to go for the quick kills instantly. Another patch up is going to be necessary. One more for the just in case. Burning through their gold. No chance for the heal off later on in this game. It's Convict and Yumi. They've finished their rotation in. Give themselves nothing to worry about. Phoenix and Retro, 192 above the damage threshold. Every team left alive at least has their duo here. What do you mean, Ryan? What mobile series tech? Do you think Victor V is the best duo for Crazy on NA? Hard to say, but I do think it's a very, very good duo because of the potential of Victor V. And the amount, like, it's a win-win situation. Queasy gets a young star. Victor V gets one of the greatest IGLs to learn from. Thinking through the cone. Good information here. And trying to figure out what should be the right rotation. Trying to see who might be below the damage threshold. Extinct and Rapid, 378 above the damage threshold. Definitely going to be a far pull. One team positioned right on top. Others in the distance. Both at the top side of the zone, middle and bottom. It's just stacked. Stacked overall. Convict and Yumi are finding some space to give themselves a relatively easier rotation, but eventually they're going to run into the meat and potatoes of the rest of the lobby as well. Shockwaving in the open, bouncing off of OCs and Slixies to keep the momentum going for Extinct, and then Shockwave when he makes it towards the other side. Him and Rapid finding a perfect spot towards the front side of zone. One of the first teams to make it there. Banana Apple trying to survive, but he gets eaten alive. Extinct gets that elimination. Him and Rapid just getting reward after reward, finding loot pile after loot pile as soon as they make it to the front side of zone. Xeno and Marcos still left alive. Yumi, Convict have yet to find comfortability inside of the zone. They're 600 damage or so above the damage threshold. They can no longer wait for the perfect shockwave. They have to go as individuals, figure out a way to reunite later. Elevate themselves more and more. Multiple teams on the high ground as of now. Thor going to be right behind. Fuzz taking a little bit of attention. Epicwell and Pump underneath. Go high, don't die, and Chop on one side. Suds and Timko on the other. The zone pulls for Suds and Timko. They're going to be the team quickly reacting to where the zone pulls. Tries to move on over towards the high ground, but they're just really too late. I thought they were quick, but the other team was just quicker. Warforged they are on the other side. Go high, don't die, and Choppa putting down pressure. Not letting to let them get that high ground on back. Lana on one side and act now as a solo. 18 above the damage threshold. Again, a team that can catch fire at any moment. When they're cold, they're definitely cold. And right now, they need to figure out a way to heat things up. It's really relying all on Enact here in this game. Trying to rotate forward. Using a lot of his material as well. Ends up in a box on the other side against Convict. Gets the elimination. But no, I spoke too soon. Convict actually does go down. Yumi takes him down before he can actually get the either and be granted those 3 extra points. But Yumi's in a similar situation nonetheless. No Convict in sight. Forced to clutch up as a solo. OC going down outside of the zone. Slixie's already shockwaved and made his way on out. So him too are forcing the same situation as others in this lobby. How are you going to answer the call? Only time will tell. Phoenix and Retro picking up another elimination here. First one of the game for them. 105 points and counting. Mopping. Mukatov, hopefully I said that name right. 1 elimination. Shockwave to the front side of zone. Reuniting, getting box to box, holding down for the high ground pressure until it eventually slows down. Marcos gets taken down. Knocking on one too many doors, and this ain't Halloween, so you get the tricks and all, no treats. Mukatov mopping. Again, they're not there just yet. Second shockwave going down. Big structure blocking their path, but that's something they can easily overcome as they make it there on the other side. Cutting off a whole nother team, reuniting. Epicwell and Pump coming from the backside of zone as well. Pump just taking way too much damage so far, but he does have 1 med kit, and he's immediately trying to put that to use. Him and Epic beginning the thought of their ascent. Do we go for high ground? Is it going to be worth it? What kind of situation will we find ourselves in if we make that possibility become a reality? Shockwaving, Epicwell sends it towards high ground, taking the fight onto Choppa. Pump is there to follow up, and they've achieved the dream here in game number 2. Control of the high ground and immediately putting it to use, setting their sights down below, trying to connect with any damage, but Pump, you can see him running out of builds. Wizzy's becoming the next target, a sliver of HP, but they can't connect with that opportunity either. Variant being forced back. They're trying to get the chop out, but it reconnects to the other side, so that moment come and gone. Shockwave being passed around. Have to be careful. They're trying to do all they can to just chop that one out. They know that player down below is weak, but they haven't been able to grab it yet. Pump picking up the elimination. High ground getting chopped down. Oh no, Mukatov! Mukatov and mopping! They get the successful chop! No splat, just straight elimination here. And now they've turned the tables on the rest of the lobby. It's they who get to celebrate their position and chance to put pressure down from above. Player they were looking at for a short moment was Yumi. A solo left in this game. 47 points, trying to climb up that ladder. Peeking around the corner, and he finds another elimination. But big shots coming in from above. Barely being able to grab the siphon, immediately burning through those materials. Peeks back for seconds, but no, he didn't forget. He just immediately used it all. Retro, Phoenix, big flank opportunity for Yumi, but right now, it does look like he gave away his position, and he actually does go down to Retro and Phoenix, but you gotta imagine the pain. The damage has been dealt, and right now, Phoenix and Retro feeling the pressure up above. They're just trying to heal to the best they can. Mopping to Mukatov. They take high ground at the perfect moment and scared the only so solo left in this game. Forced outside the zone for a moment. Tries to make his way back, but gets cut short by Phoenix and Retro. They came close in that last game. I wouldn't consider it a coincidence here. Got to imagine who has the best opportunity to win, especially since they're stuck bottom, below, outside of the zone. The Mountain cutting them off. Phoenix trying to make his way on up. Mukatov cuts it off on one end. Moppings gets the elims on the other. Congratulations to them because they just punched their ticket to the grand finals. All right, Phoenix and Retro. They called, bro. Chill. Tranquilo. Tranquilo. Chill. Chill. You guys don't have to go that hard. It's just heats. Retro getting griefed by friend request. Jacob, dye your hair green and you're going to look like a Minecraft dirt brick. Look in the mirror. You're going to look like... What heat? Tomorrow's heat. Misha, tomorrow's heat. I didn't even say anything. My mouth didn't even move. My mouth didn't even move. Isn't this heat one for West? Yeah, this is heat one for West. Do I look at the leaderboard right now? Do I have it up? Phoenix and Retro, first place by a mile. Zeno Larcos, KJ Soul, OC Slixies, Quastrothoric, Zarin Icy, Sprite, and Fast from 3rd to 19th. They had a decent moment to win the 1v1, try to get the revive, but moment came and gone. Tiba Jasper, Extinct and Rapid, Scared and Okazy, Epic Whale and Pump. They move up 2 placings from last time. Yumi and Convict, a definitely much better game. Alava and Barista, consistently 21st, 23rd, but it's the eliminations that are keeping them in it. Wiz and Variant, much better game here. 6th place, Blizzy, and I don't know who that name or how to pronounce that. We're just going to call him Blizzy's teammate. Gino and Seps, Quang Tang and Dylan, and Keenan Dart. So right now the cutoff is 47 points. As of right now. Did you see how Oatly won? Yeah, bro. Oatly was looking shaky, bro. Top what is Quan West? Top 18 consistency, and then 5 winners, 23 total, just like we said. Yeah, his mouse was lagging. I'd rather the excuse he got nervous. I'd rather the excuse that he got nervous. Epic Whale wins next game. You think so? I think it's good practice. Like, I think he secures Qual with enough points and stays in the lobby. That's what I think. I see why OCE has the lowest prize pool. Wait, is OCE the lowest? 2 minutes, bro. Nice. I thought all the small regions were like similar. I didn't know there was a lowest. Where's an act? Hold on, let's see. I'll let you know in a second. $14 points. Half of the West prize pool? You learn something new every day. Is Oatly going to globals then? He's going to grand finals. I can't say he's going to globals or not. I'll tell you that much. I can't say for sure. All right, we got... If you guys are new here, I didn't do this last game, but I like to show a replay. I don't control the ads. Sometimes there's an ad in the end game. Sometimes they're not. So usually before we go into the next game, so like right now, game whatever that was into game whatever this is, I'm going to go ahead and show this replay. And when the replay is done, we'll be in the next game at the beginning. And I'll see you guys on the other side. looking out for a short moment was Yumi. A solo left in this game. 47 points, trying to climb up that ladder. Peeking around the corner, and he finds another elimination. But big shots coming in from above. Barely being able to grab the siphon, immediately burning through those materials. Peeks back for seconds, but no, he didn't forget. He just immediately used it all. Retro, Phoenix, big flank opportunity for Yumi. But right now, it does look like he gave away his position, and he actually does go down to Retro and Phoenix. But you got to imagine the pain, the damage has been dealt. And right now, Phoenix and Retro feeling the pressure up above. They're just trying to heal to the best they can. Mopping to Mupikatov. They take high ground at the perfect moment, and Scared, the only solo left in this game, forced outside the zone for a moment. Tries to make his way back, but gets cut short by Phoenix and Retro. They came close in that last game. I wouldn't consider it a coincidence here. Got to imagine who has the best opportunity to win, especially since they're stuck bottom. Below, outside of the zone, the mountain cutting them off. Phoenix trying to make his way on up. Mukatov cuts it off on one end. Moppings gets the elims on the other. Congratulations to them, because they hopefully we got it right this time. I don't know, I pressed like a lot of buttons there. I'm gonna let you know. Tell Oatly, let me in the call. I'll stay up, get no sleep for Grands casting if I can become Oatly's like moral coach, moral support, cheerleader, whatever you want to call it. No, I won't. I need my sleep. I love sleep. I lied. Instantly take it back. Okay, we got a shotgun. Full shields, basically. Double shotgun. Half shields. And some barrels. Oh my god, bro. Quasra don't miss, does he? Do a hole in the roof. Oh, he's just trying to break into the box, but he puts himself in such a bad situation. Now Thoric's by himself. Might as well take the fight. 88 points. They essentially qualified here. Ooh, big down on the one. Oh, what is going on here? Thoric, remember, this is an FNCS champion on NA West. One of the last FNCS champions before it became one region. Gets the mini off. Trying to stop the revive. Thoric did get the down. He needs this elimination here, and he's going to find it. That's going to give him some extra builds. Thoric doing a good job here, but a whole nother team starts to make their way in. The party has been crashed, and Thoric looks the wrong direction, gets taken down. Z-Link now trying to survive. Another team shooting in his direction. If it's not the third party, it's the fourth. You should have sent an invitation, because at least then you'd know they're coming. And now Z-Link pressured from one fight to the next. Only 20 points so far. Hasn't been having the tournament he was hoping for in this game, and now he's stuck. He's stuck in such a bad spot here. Oh no, Z-Link still doing a good job fighting them both back, not just one. Oh, another shot's going to be fired, but now he ran out of shotgun shots. If it wasn't bad before, it just got worse. Gets inside, just trying to pop at least one of those bandages. He's did enough at least to kind of back him off. Finds a miracle shotgun shot, and then even a little bit of an upgrade with the striker. It seems like Fortnite wants Z-Link to win this. Yeah, he won it. It was Bolts and Thoric won it. Supposed to be is up to you, because they died off spawn again. I'm just trying to see where Phoenix and Retro ended up. Oh, no, they're doing it. They got the cleanup elimination, so Yasir and Cops knows somebody was looking in their direction. You're a little late, Dev, but all right. No, hold on. Never mind. What do I do? I don't know. Am I supposed to pick this or not? Oh my god, Phoenix just getting worked right now by Cops. Tries to hit the pre-fire. Cops trying to break out on the other side, still find a way in. He does have a huge lead in this fight. Phoenix just needs time here to work in his favor. You see her on the other side, loses the aim duel, and this is Phoenix and Retro's one opportunity to try to turn the tables on this fight, trying to distract Kops while putting pressure on Yasir. Cancels out the mini, but now Kops has made his way back on over. That's going to allow Phoenix time to heal up just a little bit, and that's going to allow for him to close the gap. Yasir getting at least one mini off. Same situation here, working in their favor. Oh my god, what is we witnessing, Phoenix? We're trying to survive now. Tables turning back and forth, back and forth. The pendulum just keeps swinging. And now Retro's by himself. Trying to go for piece control. Blocks up Yasir at the last second. I'm not sure how many of these pieces he has control over, but he's going to continue to fight this one out. Oh my god, and he lands another haymaker. Down goes Kops. Down goes Kops. Yasir goes down. Oh no! Retro! Can we do it? Can we do it? It ain't nothing personal, okay? My god, what is we witnessing, Phoenix? We're trying to survive now. Tables turning back and forth, back and forth. The pendulum just keeps swinging, and now Retro's by himself. Trying to go for piece control. Blocks up Yasir at the last second. I'm not sure how many of these pieces he has control over, but he's going to continue to fight this one out. Oh my god, and he lands another haymaker. Down goes Kops. Down goes Kops. Yasir goes down. Oh no! Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog. Welcome back. He rises from the ashes to become the Phoenix he is. Okay, we missed a couple fights around the map, but you guys let me know if watching that was worth it. We missed every off-spawn fight on the map, but I think that was worth it. Third party, fourth party, and then what happened there? Missed every off-spawn fight on the map. Gino trying to get back for Seps. Seps was the one that got taken down, right? So, what was it? Enact got the knock. Phoenix or Retro cleaned up the elim. And then Gino uses that whole moment to escape. Z-Link is not up. Z-Link and Enact are both down. I think. Yeah. Oh, no, he is still up. Thank you for calling me out, Clouds. Thank you for making me double check. I would have spent the rest of this game thinking they were both dead and eliminated. Who do we need to check on next? Zaire over on one side. Nobody's really getting close to a fight. Everybody is relatively spread out for the most part. Not something you see every single, except for them. I thought this was like the NPC bots that be on the map sometimes, just because the color of their arrows. Usually the NPC bots like this one are the. Zaire and Icy just looting up the rest of their drop spot. Decent upgrade. Getting a couple quack snacks. Trying to probably look for more shockwaves though. No, bro. I was meaning like the actual bots on the map. Like this. There we go. Finally an actual bot. Like Skeletor. You see it's like a white color. Thank God it was an actual bot, dude. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Focake get on this one? That's a good call. Bro, if Focake and... Where's Focake and Botify? No way. No way. Honestly, we should pause the region for Focake and Botify. That's the one team I'd be okay with pausing the whole region. See what the loot upgrade's looking like here. Seeing what the loot is looking like here. Kind of upgrade. Better than nothing. Better than nothing. They better have max metal if they didn't farm all of that. It looks like they know they're there, but maybe not. Uh-oh. You guys can see what they're looking for, right? A fight. Abandoned ship! Abandoned ship! What's up, Agent? I'm doing pretty well. How you doing? 163. First place team by a long shot. Where'd the down come in at? Gosh, I wish I knew where more of these people landed. Zyro's still down. Convict, Yumi, Epicwell at the top side of the map. This is what I was looking for. Velo and Scissor, who just completed those eliminations. Getting a little bit closer. You can see what player they got the elimination on. Flex being stuck by himself. Bully and Flex. Or I should say, and his teammate just kind of rotating towards the top. That's Velo and Scissor up there, though. They're still lurking around. Built their box, going right back on in. Looking towards the north. We got Mark up here, 23 points. Anik and Craze on 9. Got the Maven and a gold. Hey, this is a good loadout right now. Anik and Craze have an opportunity here to turn this loadout from 9 points into a qualification spot. 6 of those 9 have come in this game so far in way of eliminations. What do you think about Epicwell and EWC? I think they're going to do decently well. Send Pump out there to get elims. I'm not sure they're going to get an uncon spot, though. That would be my only thing. But it is what it is. Not very many people will. Oh my God, Rain. Thank you so much. Getting it after this game, honestly. Xeno Larco's at the top. Convict Yumi. Purple loadouts already. Double chugs in both of them. Shockwaves is basically the only thing they can really get out of this situation that's worth it. Not going to find any shockwaves, though. I mean, there's a whole nother heat, so it's a little preemptive to ask that question, no? Shadow and Virgo, probably, though. Would be my first guess. Pressure, darts, Bellow, Scissor, Epicwell, Pump. Pausing on one rotation, looking back. Dylan, Spurnal. They don't even see them. Oh, they're in the bush. That's why. I was like, I'm not sure how they didn't necessarily see him, but Epicwell, Pump. They're not a team that gets greedy in a lot of these situations. Just take it one step at a time to get damage here, and they'll move on to the next stage in their journey. From 4th zone to 5, so they can stay here just a little bit longer inside of the zone. Oh, we got Z-Link and Act both back up here. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Zyro just got clothesline. Oh, no. Back to back. Back to back. Boy, he's not alive this game. We'll check on him next game. Zyro never saw that one coming, man. This is why. That is why you always take the zip line and the porta potty at the same time. That is why. Mero Mason could do good. Depending on drops, I would need to see a drop map too. Making their way in for north. Seps is back in the game. Fast and Sprite on the other side. We got Slixies and OC on the right side. Haven't made their way in just yet. Trying to take a look at some of these teams. Fast, right. Down there. Oh, only 99 above. Now they just quickly drop below. 94 below the damage threshold. OC taking big damage. Slixies as well. HP and shield disappearing like a magic act, but they're being persistent here, not necessarily being distracted with the team down below, leaving that one to OC. They're more so concerned about what they can see in the distance, especially since some teams will try to shockwave on out. They're hoping Kwang Tang, Dylan, they start to make that shockwave play for themselves. They're looking through the cone, trying to see what's going on the high ground, what decisions are being made. And right now, Slixies and OCs, they don't want to overstay their welcome. They want to beat a couple of these teams to the rotation, giving them the benefit to try to look back. They just get tagged up again. They're falling further and further below that damage threshold. They basically need a full elimination here. And now others start to join in the spray, making it harder and harder for any chance of survival. Luckily for them, 2-tick into a 5-tick, so there is still a lot of time for them to make moves. But Slixie out of that chug. OC having some more left in the tank, but he's getting this one cut short. Now we're moving into a 5-tick. He's looking back, trying to see if there's any opportunity here for an elimination. It's definitely an investment for sure. It's not something that you see every day, and he sprays off into the distance. Oozing taking some of that damage, but now Storm Surge has activated for Slixies and OC, and he puts himself up against Rio and Zay on the other side. He actually gets ticked down from Storm Surge altogether. Players underneath and even on that same layer are wreaking havoc against OC and his material count. Just 3 builds left, down to 2. 110 on the chug, but he needs to pop it. Not in time, though. He's going to go down. Ray and Zay just got gifted some loot. Z-Link, not sure where he's at, but he found himself with another elimination. They found 2 mythics from going down, chased around, to having 2 mythics in their inventory. And a decent amount of loot to boot. 2,000 materials and counting. Uh-oh. As soon as I start to talk them up, they immediately get targeted out by elsewhere. Trying to see where some of the top players are in this lobby. Phoenix and Retro still up. Token getting pushed around until he's getting pushed out of the lobby altogether. Multiple teams making their way in this direction. 3 elims here. They're going for the 3-2-1. They catch Nip out of position. He's able to catch on with the help of Noble. But now they're just supposed to adapt. They know he's weak. They're trying to cancel any of those heals that he's using. Noble gets trapped out with the cone. The wall's already theirs. But luckily for him, he's able to slip out, excuse me there. Nip on the other side, trying to look back. He should have just got out of position, because right now, he just got eliminated out of this game. The persistence from Retro and Phoenix late in this game cannot be understated. They're in first place already in consistency, and they're looking to keep it that way. $1,000 above. Got Sprite and Fast. 234. 80 for... Oh, it works this game. Okay. KJ and Soul, 103 points. 290 above the damage threshold. Relatively close towards this known. Zare and Icy, 380. Looking up. They're hearing some shields get cracked right now, whether it's another team or Storm Surge. They have to be careful when and where they peek. Got a little bit of the benefit of the doubt as now they set their eyes on trying to chop down the high ground. That's Larkos and Zeno. They might be the ones that are below the damage threshold here. Uh-oh. Another tick of damage. Looks like they're just trying to get the most out of it. Zeno goes down. That is going to be a knock. 196 below. 2 ticks is all Larkos can take, and he's getting targeted out. Not even given opportunities to look for damage. Fires off there, but too much pressure coming in. He is finally going to go down. I'm trying, bro. I don't know the fastest way to find somebody. Bro, no spoils, bro. Next time, bro. Next time that, you know. But let's see. If this is not insane, 5-year ban. Let's see how insane this is. Phoenix Retro, 1,400 above. Trying to go ahead and shockwave over. Retro's just trying to go ahead and close the gap between him and his teammate. Sprite still alive, 200 plus above. Craze still alive with Anik, but can use that word alive loosely. They're 300 below the damage threshold here. An elimination and a half, essentially, in order to get back into this game. And Storm Surge is active. No extra heals to bring them back into this game. So when they're out, they're out. Rio underneath. They break into the box. He gets some damage, but not enough to actually get that elimination. Craze going down. Sprite's going to go down as well. Everybody's being dropped as solos. Icy's there on the other side. They're trying to get piece control, but it doesn't work the first time. So they're going to go ahead and reel it back just a little bit. Keen and Darts taking pressure, handling it very, very well. 369 above the damage threshold. Shock waves. I was going to say shock rocks ready to come on out. They make their way towards the front yet again. Keen and Darts making things happen. Zion and Wookie, 476 above. Storm Surge is going to turn off. They make their way towards the front. Easily find a way to reposition themselves, but now they're going to need elimination here. Dude, Retro was at 6 eliminations. He might have already did it. Either way, I'm not sure how many eliminations he had a second ago, but right now, they are flying. They are literally flying. There, Icy, 2 eliminations. Scissor and Velo underneath. They have to try to make their way around this, and that's why they're quick, trying to stay with the zone as it continues to open up. Extinct Rapid looking back, and Acton Z-Link down below. They're on the front side of zone, so they're waiting for the perfect moment to try to peek. And Acton Z-Link, they lost off spawn in the first game. Not necessarily the base placement in the second. Z-Link being dropped down to a solo. Getting into another fight. He saves the day again, and now him and Enact have 6 eliminations and a chance to qualify through consistency here. Phoenix and Retro going to be on the other side of that one. Epic well seen in the distance. They spray 3-2-1. A lot of that attention coming down onto Retro. A lot of the damage being shared abroad. And they get the full wipe in a matter of seconds. But shots coming from the side. That's going to allow them to know that it's coming as they shockwave and open up space for themselves. A little bit more to work with. A lot of it built in wood. So that way when they get a spot that they need to call home, they build in those hard mats. Looking back, I'm not sure where Enact went for the most part. The zone's going in a whole nother direction. The pressure coming from above and down below. These guys have been stealing the show for the most part in terms of surviving intense situations for this game. Pump and Epic Well still up, 90 points, no elimination, so they haven't been able to get the HP on back. They haven't been able to get any of the siphon in terms of materials or HP. Epic Well having the bare minimum. Phoenix hoping he gets it, or I should say Pump hoping he gets an elimination, so that way he can get the siphon. Wiz is on one side, Variant's on the other. Pump going for a jump shot, sees a bunch of loot in the backside of zone. This could be a miracle here for Epic Whale and Pump, especially if he could get this med kit off. Esfern up at the top. Scissor just goes down, leaving Fellow by himself. 8 HP and a Dream. Looking onto Razor, tries to land the shot, but it just doesn't come in time. Knock instead of Elim changes things. That's 11 Elims right now. Make it 12 eliminations here for Z-Link. 13 eliminations here for Z-Link and Enact right now, and Z-Link is still somehow, some way keeping Enact alive, building him a tarp that they can work with. Looking back, baiting out the body. 14 eliminations here for Enact and Z-Link. 11 eliminations for Z-Link alone. Miracles do exist, but they also have a tendency to end one way, shape, or form. With 100 HP, he definitely has his work cut out for him. That's why you see him scrambling around. Hearn and Mez down below, they're the ones that end the show. That's a big elim for them as well. You've seen them down to scraps, getting whatever builds come their way. Both of them playing with the bare minimum, and they find another elimination onto Epic Well. Not sure who that is by himself, but Variant definitely has his hand full in a 1v2 situation here against Mez and Hearn, who seem to have this one in the bag, but Shockwave's causing a little confusion, forcing both of them backside of zone, but it's not going to slow them down because they're full steam ahead to the FNCS Grand Finals. Full steam ahead. Enact and Z-Link, though? The thing about watching Enact and Retro and Phoenix the whole time is they're already qualified. I like to watch people who kind of need a qual, but I also like to watch action. So that's why I do keep watching Phoenix and Retro, but we also need to know who's going to qual. It's a story. Who was it, Dev? You tell me who it was. What's up, Lottos? He's definitely a hardest. And Acton Z-Link won the Pred, but no one voted them. So, should I give it to Icy and Zare or delete? I think delete. Because nobody technically won. Icy. Yo, thank you, Forever. I like casting. Let's check the leaderboard, though. Hold up. Before we get lost on the predictions. I Coach Retch's first earnings. That's what I'm talking about, Zeef. I was like, what? Hello? There we go. But this is still not updated. Hernan Mez won. Bro, update. They have like 50,000 points. Next game just begun, kinda. You gotta be kidding, right? Do they have 197? Is that legit? It might be legit. They... Zero points, yeah. Okay. For some reason, I thought they had 200. I literally just watched the game, and I thought they had 200. My bad. My bad. So looking down right now, 3 teams. So it's like 68 is the cutoff as of now. 68. Obviously, top 23 quals. But this is top 23 in terms of consistency as of now. Source and School dead last. Who's like the best on West? I mean, like a Phoenix and Retro. I think, you know, Raygun and Blood Gangsta, who won a recent Div Cup. Yo, you should shave your eyebrows. Give me $10,000. I will shave my eyebrows off. Minute B-Dog. But I think if Ark and Lacey and Minute and B-Dog don't qual finals, I think Ark and Minute should play together. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying they should play together. For 100, I would not do it for 100. 10,000. Keep in mind, I have tomorrow's heats and some other stuff, you know? Oh, yeah. It's my favorite emo, by the way. I use my own creative code in the shop, so make sure you guys use it as well. This is the only emote I've wanted. This is the best emote in Fortnite, dude. One of the best. This is one of the best. This is one of the best. This is one of the best. I don't care what anybody says. You will not convince me otherwise. All right, how long until next game? So we did finish early. 4, 9. We should be loading the game right now. Let's go. All right, let's get in the game. Let's get in the game. I've wanted this thing for months. I don't even buy things very often. Gritty better? I mean, it depends what type of mood in. You don't like me for buying that? Why, Turtle? I got to turn on my fan, though. So we're going to get in the game. Maybe cast an off spawn or 2. And then I got to turn on my fan. It's getting hot. I forgot to do the replay. I'm sorry if anybody actually wanted to see the replay of that last game. But so this is where it's like, I believe both of these teams qualified already. Both of these teams have qualified for finals, so now nothing... Like, they can literally headbutt each other for the rest of today, and it doesn't change anything. Look at Z-Link, dude. Okay, well. Well. What's up, Abu? Thank you, brother. Well, that one happened rather quickly. He tabbed out. Well, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. What were some of our other contested fights? Does anybody actually remember? Yasir and Cops, Crazy Nanik. Yasir and Cops dodging, so we can't watch that. Zyro dodging the Sinister? Zyro's dodging the Sinister. Epic and PumpCon. Glove don't fit and May. Okay. I'm gonna take. All right. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Shout out Hush. Shout out Hush. They haven't been conned ever, bro. Give me a second. I'm gonna turn on the fan. Grab something from the other room. Come right back. What's up? Okay, so this one is taking way too long. Uh-oh. Okay. Annex down, Zyro out. Looks like they both got eliminated. Cheer trying to move on over. Seeing what other fights real quick. I don't even know how this guy... Okay. Neither here nor there. This is game 4. Is Jacob muted? Ah! No, I'm not muted. Almost had me there. I'm wondering why they just left. They went creeping up all the way just to leave. Oh, no. I would say, do we have the glitch? There's no way they have 0. They've been third-partying so many fights. This has to be a bug. Source. Oh, Source and School literally left their drop. They left their drop. They left Heatwave. They were playing on Heatwave, Dev, but they left their drop. Xeno Larcos looking to clean up yet another fight. Pressure stuck by himself. Not sure how we ended up on this camera angle, but that's either here nor there. 76 builds, minis. Does have the key, but does it lead to the key to the success? Big shot on the Xeno, but not enough to get the elimination. They get ran down. Does look like Epic Welt Pump doing the same thing. They already got one elimination out of this fight. May's getting pushed back, spraying through the builds, both the Stinger and the pistol. Shockwaving just to get that little bit of a speed boost, using the ramp to change layers, trying to stop and slow down the chase, but it is just full steam ahead. Almost has no choice but to try to fight back, especially with how much pressure they're putting down. Epic Well takes a big shot, trying to turn the tables. May getting cut off. The pre-edit is there. He tries to use the ramp and the cone to go ahead and get any of the shield, and he is just fighting back. What is this? Holy moly donut shop. Wow. I did not expect that one at all. May just plays better when his teammate's down, bro. Throwing punch after punch. Oh, third party. Moving in. Pump still lurking underneath, holding onto the card. Edit is pumped. He realized he's there on the other side, so now he's playing for a fight. He already took down Epic. He already took down the shields of Pump once, and now he's just going on the full offensive here, not wanting to let a possible chance at Elim and loot escape him. But they have to be careful. Relatively close to the center of zone. May running out of builds. He can no longer keep the aggression going for so long as Pump traps him off and finally gets that elimination. Roxy and Jerry, I don't know if they heard it, but hey, that could have been a situation there. Icy and Zaire just jumped on somebody. At least I thought. Yep. Onto a whole nother team on the other side of the map there. Phoenix and Retro going towards the drop. Does look like a 2v1. Oh no, it's on the boss. See? Now that I just don't assume they're bots, I get tricked by another bot. Are they still alive? We saw one of them go down, dude. You tell me where they're at. What's the format in 2 heats? 23 total teams from each heat. 5 winners, 18 consistency. And then last chance majors, 4 games instead of 5. Razor, Tomu, Clouds, Gretch, Eric's on this location. They're happy with 1 elimination. Moving back. Going for a reset. Ooh, Icy, Timko. 1v1. Timko needs some space to try and heal. Suds, shockwave's over. Zare's going to be by himself. He gets cracked. Icy trying to keep close. Nice shot on the Suds, but now the third party dropping the shields down to just 3. Zare's using this moment to try to heal. Even though Icy did take a lot of damage, he did his job in buying him time. Dang, Biscuit. Dang. I'm trying to see. Hold up. What was the cutoff? 1, 2, 3. Alright. For Suds and Timko, they might need this right now. They're outside of the cutoff as of now. It's not by much, but they are outside of the total cutoff as of now. So if Suds and Timko go down here, and they go down in next game, I don't think they qualified. Yes, he is. Timko and Suds basically playing with their tournament lives on the line, potentially. They are going for a... Oh my god, he just went up into a full box situation. Breaks through the box. Suds just gets a little bit too aggressive. Tunnel vision in this scenario. Fighting very, very close to the rip. But Source and School. Oh no, things go from bad to worse for Timko. Doesn't look like they're going to chase though. Doesn't look like they're going to go on a chase. Teammate does go down. Icy and Zare winning that exchange, 142. Take the win and bounce on out. Not bad. Saint and Wukong rotating out of the battle woods, rightfully so. Zone's pulling them further and further away. Another fight. Phoenix going against Slixies and OC. Phoenix gonna be left by himself. Tries to create some distance, but puts himself in the line of sight of harm. OC is gonna shockwave over. Phoenix realizes maybe now is not the best time to run. I can't do it forever. Drops down, creates space. The shockwave coming in from Slixies to close the gap of Phoenix. Oh my god. What are we witnessing game after game after game from these two? They just take turns putting on a show, stopping momentum of other teams. The heals are going down underneath, and he doesn't have any more shockwave to create distance, so he's finally going to fall due to OCs and Slixies. I'm not sure. I got to see who qualifies Grands, but Raygun, Blood Gangsta have a good shot. Phoenix Retro, even though they died there, have a good shot. All right, so these are the teams that are on the line as of now. Timko's still alive by himself. Over towards the Battlewood. Wookie, Zion, he's back into the game. Coming down from the north. Noble, Craze. Everybody else needs massive. They don't even need big games right here. It's just if you have 0 points going into the last game of the day, you need to win still. Epic and Pump are inside of the bubble, so they have less to worry about. Uh-oh. Marcos and Zeno getting caught off guard by Wookiee and Zion. 110 is qual? How do you know? It's around 110. Nothing is exact, by the way. Source needs 2 good games, I know. Okay, well, it's not going to be 110 exact. There's no way. I'm going to tell people it's 111. Oh, Epic well down again. No. Pump being forced to clutch up for a second time here today. At least that's going to put him in the situation where Epic well doesn't have a lot of storm damage. He can potentially stay alive and probably play heal off. What really matters, though, is the storm surge. How much damage is Pump taking in a lot of these fights? Okay. Find some extra loot. Going back on over to camp the mending machine. We've seen this happen once. Can he make it happen again? Okay. So it does look like he is going to be able to get Epic back in the game. Extra med kits. It's about everybody else towards the top if they hear this reboot coming through. Marco, Zeno, Jerry. Marco's at 94, so apparently these guys aren't qualified just yet. Some extra med kits coming down. Roxy, Jerry leaving Calamari still. Got Tibba, Jasper, Fuzz, Saint. Scissor and Velo, 73 points. Might need some decent games there out of Scissor and Velo. Can I ask, how is this Scissor? I used to call him Psy-Razor when I first started casting. Pump's still there by himself. Trying to look who somebody told me to check on somebody and I just can't seem to find him right now. There you go. Just for you, dude. I actually have really good loot. All things considered, maybe you change the minis out for a Chug Jug, but they actually have really, really good loot here. Wyatt, check them out. Check the loot. Not the best, not the worst. Double minis is what scares me the most. From what region? Just want to say you're the go for always casting West, FNCS. I appreciate you for stopping by. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate others that might be watching on their own streams. I don't know. I'm just a very appreciative in life guy. Appreciate my wife for letting me. Source and School. They need 2 big games here. Source and School need 2 big games. If Qual is really 110, they need 2 big games. I think it's going to be around 100 and something. Maybe 110, not too bad, actually, though. That's actually not a bad pick. Seems like the lobby might agree with you, Sultan, as School does get his shields cracked. Source trying to hold on to the pressure. Literally just coming from all directions right now. Finally, they move out of that position. They stayed there for so long. Just getting beamed by Thoric and Quastra from up above. Mark, Tokugan. And now it's in a weird spot where they're going to have to rotate yet again. Source and School might not have too much of a say in the matter about how they're going to react to the situation. Luckily for them, 165. They are going to be above the damage threshold. Trying to see who else is finding a way to make it in. I didn't see Epic Well and Pump still alive. But they are. They are back in the game. EA Sports. They're 0-2 and then they switch drops. This heat should be more stacked, but that makes the other heat more fun. But I'm not sure if that actually makes sense. Timco just gone down. One Elim can change everything. Trying to go for the full chop. No fall damage. Oh, but it chops him into a spot on the map they can actually try to fight against. But Epic Whale goes down quick. Pump's still alive. He has the wall on the other side. Lands a good shot onto one. But spray coming in, not from just them, but other players in the distance as well. And he's being popped up. Now he has to dig deep in the Chug Jug. Might be just enough to get up to 200 effective shield and HP. And they're above the damage threshold. But they just needed that refresh. Only 11 builds, 3 empty item slots. Source and School. Oh no, Source and School. 1v1 tournaments essentially on the line. If School goes down here along with Source, they're going to need a victory royale in the end game. Pump with a crazy 1v2. What is this? What is this? What is this? Can't even stop for the loot. From less than 100 builds to 600. Keeping them alive here in heats. Oh my, oh my. In for a surprise. Out for 6 points. Shockwaves. What's up, Ryan? Dare's just taking shots from above. OC Slixies, 98 points. Looking to continue their aggression here. They know Zare, possibly a solo here. Third-party shots, not slowing them down. OC, full steam ahead. Pedal to the metal right now, just trying to get this one, even if it means sacrificing 8 ticks of HP at a time. They're trying to cut him off until he eventually goes down. Slixie's going to get credit for that one. Pick up as much of the loot as possible. A couple empty Chug Jugs here. Trying to figure out what's worth what. But now they're both going to have to shockwave forward. Slixie's using a team shot, making sure OCs can heal up simultaneously. Shockwaving yet again, just trying to close the gap, knowing he's not too far off from the zone. But using this opportunity, since they did close the gap, to try to make his way in. All but qualified so far. Velo, Scissor. 75 points. Need to really hang tough here in this game. Roughly 40 or so points, maybe 45. Until they find themselves in desired spot, which is the final. Slixie's going to go down. OC is going to be left by himself here. Nobody's pressuring in to get the elimination just yet, but I'm not sure OC's in a spot where he can actually go for the revive. It is going to be inside of the zone. Even though it pulls in a direction that isn't worst case for OCs, he's now going to have to play the rest of this one by himself. Extinct, Rapid. Spotting out Eric's as a solo in the distance. But they quickly change layers, change decisions. That might have costed them elimination at the end of the day. Keen and Darts, 93 points. Need the bare minimum here to qualify. Can they find that Elim? Clouds has just gone down. Skix just trying to go ahead and get that revive. 41 points. They don't want to have to go for a Hail Mary in the last game of the day. Marco's at 102. Just short of the estimated line. Spots out Jerry going. Does have 2 med kits in the back pocket. A little bit left on the Chug Jug as well. But it's no builds. That's the biggest worry for him. How he's going to be able to traverse through this situation. He has a lot of time and space thanks to the zone and some of these builds from underneath. But he's floating around in the water. Players might know that to be a possibility. But he's trying to chop his way through. And as soon as he finds some peppers to work with, he doesn't land it with any builds. So he's finally going to be chased down by OCs. Solo on solo action with no choice left but to stagger himself from the backside of the zone. He should grab that Juzzle Juice, but he does not. That'll definitely help in the HP category, but still no harm, no foul. He still has 50 left on the Chug Jug. Velo still up. Keenan Darts still looking to have a big game here. Supernal's just looking to the backside of the zone. Keenan Darts, they're trying to go ahead and see which eliminations we have. Looking up on high ground. Choppa's going to be up above. Scared down below in the front side of the zone. Freeze is here as well. You can kind of see where it's all flying down. KJ and Soul look like they're going for a high ground play. It does look like a situation we want to contest, but they get just too distracted for way too long. 110 points and counting. Got to think they have consistency on lock, but ooh, we might have cursed him. Choppa does go down. No builds left for his duo. One team needs to go down, get a couple more placement points. doing relatively well. Snipes down to the backside of zone. OC still trying to have a miracle run. OKZ and Scared still up and looking tough. Not for long, as zone is just forcing them towards the outside. Solo shocks coming through. OKZ trying to assess the situation. Scared as well. First shockwave coming through. That one gets him a little bit of height. Breaks into the backside of the box. One elimination is there, but he's scrambling around. Can't catch his footing. He's stumbling, bumbling, even tumbling here in the end game, but he does get the chug jug off just in time. It even has one shockwave left to try to close the gap. Freeze in the distance. He makes it there as well. Scared cuts him off, and they reunite in the same box. If you look up, Thoric and Quasra somehow have reclaimed their throne on the high ground. I'm not sure anybody has a chance to really look up. 141. You got to think they have their spot in finals secured. They've been contested all day long as they managed to do it well. Blizzy going down. Another elimination. Double mythics. Warforged and the pistol is just wreaking havoc on everybody down below. Trying to see who else is still alive as the players shockwaves from the backside of zone. It's Scared and OKZ. They don't really have much to work with. They go down instantly to the Variant and Wiz. Back-to-back eliminations from them down below. They're the only other duo that's technically looking strong. It's a 2v2v1-1 situation. A Stink by himself. Wiz trying to take the builds. He gets cracked in the back. 18 HP left, and there's not enough left in those chug jugs to really make it back from it up until now. He dips back in 4 seconds, and it turns out to be a difference maker. Luckily for him, his teammate is also going off, fragging out when they need it most. Thoric, Quasra drop down from above. They're trying to get the damage, but they're tossing and turning inside of the zone. Wiz is going to be the first one on his team to drop, but it's Variant who gets big and bold to get both of those eliminations and advance them to the grand finals. I don't know what I was saying, bro. I just need to stop switching. As soon as I make it to the final person, I'm taking my hand off the keyboard. I'm taking my hand off the keyboard. One more game left. Just taking my hand off the keyboard, though. But I found out about you from a while ago, learning about you from NA West teams because of you. But I'm still learning as well, so I appreciate you. What's up, Bullet? I do. I'm just like, when I'm focused in game, I'm focused in game, you know? I'm not sure, but they qualified, I think. Where's the leaderboard at? All right, so everybody's here. Phoenix Retro still in first, but back-to-back bad games. Probably don't care as much, but still has to be noted. Soul and KJ, 177. Thoric and Quasra, even while contested, 165. Rapid and Extinct, 160. Icy and Zaire, Tiba and Jasper. Slixies and OC. Epic Well and Pump, 139. Keembot and Darts, 129. Blizzy and his duo, 127. Scared and OKZ on 120. Sprite and Fast at 114. Tied with Hits and Go Hide Don't Die. Who is this? Stu. What's up, Stu? Dylan and Quang Tang at 107. Z-Link and Inact, 47th, 22. Fourth place with 14 eliminations, then 45. This one game essentially carrying their entire tournament. Larkos and Zeno on 20th. Gino and Seps on 21st. Scissor and Velo on 22nd. But if you think with these four teams, top 18, this is top 18 consistency right now. It's obviously going to move down to here. Maybe it's 77, but the way I read it in terms of consistency, this is 18th on the leaderboard right now. Kelly's board segments have been some of the best analytical, fun segments, and I think not just like a while, but it's more so including outside of Fortnite. I watch a lot of esports. I watch a lot of different video games. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, just the fun, the passion shows, and it's been one of the best segments for both times she did it. And like all of esports events, of all of esports competitive broadcasts, I don't know what to call it. Epic Quality Quad, I'm thinking so. 5 game winners of Trinity, and then top 18. So in terms of consistency, we can count them together if you don't believe me. This is the 18th place on the leaderboard, Scissor and Velo, in terms of consistency. Yeah, only 4 teams in LCQ. There's only 4 games. I'm not sure. Boom. I'm not sure. But luckily for him, the guy that was contesting them at Heatwave Harbor just won a game, so he's not going to be in the lobby. It's not top 15 on West. What do you mean? No, it's 18. So when you look at a leaderboard like this, you take what the top is and you minus how many games are left. Or you take what the is 18th, or you can do either one of those. You minus how many games are left, or you go to 18th and you count how many games have played. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Depending on how you look at it. But all this, like, a spot opens up that sorts that not sorts. So hold on. 87 divided by 4 is what? Calculator. 87 divided by 4. So teams are averaging 21.75, so around 22 points a game here. So you got to think it's going to move up by 22 points, which is kind of literally what he said. He said 110. It's about right. It's about right. 109 to 111, something of that matter. Unless a team inside wins. If a team up here wins, it might make it a little less. But that's on track. No, I see. No. Oh, thank you, Star. What's up? Do you think tomorrow will be good to get more eyes on West? I think it will be. But I think it can be good and bad. School in 46. Yep. So if it is 110, hold on, let me do math. 3 points per elimination. 56 points for second place. You get 56 points for second place. Dude, almost everybody needs a good game, no? This is close. Yumi, Timko, Scissor Velo, who's barely above as well. Zeno, Larkos, and Act Z-Link, because they can easily fall out. This is close. I forgot to check on how long into the next game. First off, guys, I'm sorry for that. We're 2 minutes late. I got distracted by talking to chat and just not being on my P's and Q's. That's my fault. Pred was freeze. I didn't even know there was a Pred. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Where do you live? 100. Yeah, I live in the desert. All right, and Acton Z-Link win the off spawn. It does look like Source and Skull go to the open Heatwave Harbor. Monkey Land up above. Epic Whale Pump back to being unconned for the most part. Freeze and Fuzz moving on over. We're still contesting the duck, even with so much space. New Sanctuary here with KJ and Soul. They have nothing to lose. They qual. These guys have everything to lose. So if I'm KJ and Soul, you fight this. Even if you lose, you fight this. I feel like 177. You make sure this team doesn't land on you. No, you're good. No, you're good. I need moments like that because I do yap too much. It's something. I think that's what makes me a good caster as well. It's a blessing and a curse.
At Jacob MVPR, I think it will only be good to get eyes on West tomorrow. Anybody that has any kind of competitive in them can understand how tourneys can work. It's all about exposure tomorrow, and there is no downfall to that with how West has been looked at previously. Well, the downfall is Lacey and Faxi are both big names, and if you're familiar with the region, I'm not gonna dig too deep into it, but like, come on now. What's up, Dad? Mr. P himself.
My name's Jacob MVP PR for short. My last name's P. I might have found my father, folks. He went out for milk one day, never came back, and I might have found him. All right,
Game
let's
of
look
Thrones
at
region.
Xeno Larcos on the line. Game of Thrones. Thank you for the bits, though. Only the strongest will survive. That's why I say, you know? Enact. I mean, they're off spawn this game. And with them, with Thoric losing the off spawn, they essentially put them in qual. 110. It's been averaging around 22 points a game. 22 times 5, 110. So on average, they're in qual range. What in the heck? Why does the tail look like that? That's disgusting. I thought Slixies and OCs are going to be here, but nope. They pushed the backside of that mountain. Get an elimination fast over at Wonky Land. 114 inside of qual. This could be a chance for them to push Mark and Tokugan out. School wins you behind. Well, thank you, Ryan. Ryzen? It's Ryzen. What are your thoughts on Icy-Fi? He seems good at the game. He seems alright, especially him and Zaire lately have been a pretty good duo on West. As much as it pains me. What just happened? What just happened? Hello? Freeze just got coned off. And we missed it. Thanks, replay mode. Fuzz needs to stay alive on 53 points here. Needs a win in order to qualify, essentially. Actually, no, a second place with one Elam would qual them as well, but I'm not sure that one's going to come to fruition. Literally no builds left. Get some of the materials that were left over. A couple extra of those shockwaves, just continuously trying to use them to create distance, but now he's down to his last one. That's going to be fresh out. Trying to create distance, not really trying to build unless he has to, but that one metal could have given away his location because Beastie now sees it and is making his way on over. 200 builds left, has to try to hide behind the Harak, gets that first one canceled. Beastie's finally going to turn around and head the other way. A miracle here for Fuzz and what they were just going through. 160 here. 46 on the other side. Oh, Extinct and Rapid actually move away. Didn't necessarily expect that when you're already in qual range. Ooh, Tomu. Tomu with the shots from the side. Extinct and Rapid coming back. What the? This is game 5, last game of the day. NA West. Extinct and Rapid say, you shoot at me, I'll shoot at you. I'm coming back. That's a quick pickup onto that one. Getting the HP up. Noble. HP being dwindled, but he gets a good flank onto one. Rapid's going to go down. Extinct struggling to figure out which way's which, and they actually go down as well. Noble and Nip survive to tell the tale. The dream is still alive. I think everybody here is good. It's just in comparison to what? When you ask, is somebody good? It's like in comparison to what? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not sure if they hear it or not. That's going to be okay. Zyro, 39 points. I know who this is. I recently just looked it up. I just can't remember. Is this Darky? Yeah, okay. OC and Slixies on the side. What do the teams need qual? If there's a team that needs qual for this game, let me know. That's who I'm kind of like focusing on for the most part. Fear no one? Is that what I'm guessing? Fear no one? All right. Not bad. Just outside of the Battlewood. Super center zone. Where did Fuzz end up? Source trying to make it in. Tiba Jasper. Decent loadout. Not the best. chug jugs for each of them, so that's okay. Zone continues to pull teams towards the north. So it's not necessarily going to be the most fun thing for anybody trying to cross the Suds timeline here. Convict and Yumi. Let's see who that... Where's the... Oh, is that Lana Lover even alive? Might be... It's alright, 143. Definitely safe. On the flip side, though, these guys kind of pushing themselves across the line. 3 eliminations in this game, 9 points. Shadow and Virgo so far for Central wins. For EU, I'm not exactly sure. I don't have the full list in front of me. Keenan Darts. Keenan Darts should be good. Star. How does LCQ work? You play an open, get certain amount of points, and then you get to a finals lobby, and there's 4 games in that finals lobby, and then you need to win a game in that finals lobby. That's the only teams that qualify from LCQ are the game winners in the last chance lobby. The LCL. Yeah, 5 on NAC, 4 on smaller regions. 5 on EU, NAC, 4 on everywhere else. Arcozino. Hey, 2 eliminations. They'll continue with the point average that's been blowing down right now in some of these games. 21, 22 points a game. 5-game average would be 110 points. Tokugan just trying to survive, but Larcozino hot on the heels. They don't have eliminations this game, but they're trying to go ahead and inch themselves closer. They can go ahead and wipe this team. That'll put them on the line of 110 points and counting. Larco's from the other angle, going to break the walls and get some of those shots to bleed through. Is Tokugan alive by himself or not? His teammate had no choice but to disengage, create distance. He's already across the water. He said, you know what? You got that. I'll stay alive for us. I'll try to clutch out and win here. Z-Link and Act, 110 points. They essentially, if the average stays, 110 is the average of 5 games at 22 points a game. Yeah, Fear, yeah. 100%. Hit it on the nose. Top 35 left alive in this game. Some teams need the bare minimum in terms of placement points. Others need a ton, a mountain to climb. Ooh, Zyro just took down Zaire, though. Zyro just took down Zaire. Uh-oh. Could be a bad situation here. Press 1 if you want Source in School to qualify, or press 2 if you don't, or just let me know straight up. I feel like there's a mix. I feel like there's a mix in here. Oh, damn. Why do you say that? Supernal and Dylan. Nine points and counting now. Zyro. Did they chase down Icy? They did chase down Icy. If Icy 1v2s them, they're fighting this for no reason. If somehow, some way, he can make magic happen, that'll be huge. Continues to edit and slide through some of these walls. Icy finally getting that shockwave off to try to create distance. 130 on the Chug Jug. Only 11 builds left. Icy's essentially stuck between 2 teams. A whole nother one sliding in. Oh, Fuzz! No! Oh, no! Wow! Icy terrorizing Fuzz again. Oh, no, Fuzz. Not his builds. Freeze goes back for the card, and he goes down. Don't you hear the reloading and the weapon switching? They definitely hear this now. Only looking back for a second, not being too concerned. They know they got to make it to zone, so that's A-okay for them. All right. Now the journey is on. They have med kits. They have no gold, really, is the problem. Unless it's all on Darky, they have no gold. In a far rotation and only a minute to make it. OC, Slixies take down Banana Apple. I like bananas. I like apples. I feel like it's a good combination. Bumping Epic well. Not sure how they had just gone down, but going for Elim, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. It's one of the best outfits in Fortnite right now. The lizard from Hoppers. Clouds down. Torsen School still up. He needs a win. Butch, he needs a win. That is 100% true. Yeah, they lost a bunch of off spawns, switch drops, still got taken down. The team that was contesting Heatwave Harbor qualified in the last game, so they're back in. Zyro and Darky seem to have gone down here. Zyro and Darky will have... Oh, no, Darky is still up, but Zyro is out. Darky's by himself. It is a 5-tick zone with only a 10 chug jug and no shockwaves. You guys, let's just have a moment of silence here for Zyro and Darky's tournament. A miracle! Do you not go for that? Don't you have to... Oh, no. There goes that moment of silence. I ruined the own moment of silence. This is going to be the new and old PR together, right? I have no idea what that means. Do you think the new Fortnite primary are taking the spot of requirements to big tournaments instead of divisions or rank in the future? I don't know, but by reading like one of the tournaments that I was reading where like some teams get a pass, I would feel like it. Xeno and Larcos need the bare minimum. Quang Tang and Dylan, 116. Who's and Chris still up. Trying to see who still got a chance. I don't know why I had an accident. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm sorry for that. Somebody wanted to see Supernal. I just want to go ahead and check the loadout real quick before we go ahead and switch. 56 points. Icy's still strolling in. I don't even know how Icy made it in right now. Good luck! Source and School are the one who get that elimination. That's all good, LJ, bro. I don't hold nobody. Freeze is eliminated, Flowberry. You'll see him in the LCQ. OC down. Anik gets that elimination. Bro, everything is coming together for Source and School. They get a relatively easy zone pull. An active Z-Link 114. Inside of that average, Velo and Scissor still need to perform well. Roughly need to get top 15 to get inside of that 110 bubble. But if everybody's inside the 110 bubble, isn't nobody inside the bubble? Bumping Epic. 149 points. They pull zone to the max. Mother. Does anybody remember where we were at in that game? Does anybody remember where we were at? On the lizard in that sword zone. Yeah. Everybody close their eyes. Pretend like that never happened. Let's all take a moment. Reset. And just close our eyes. 1956 star. Shout out. I don't even know how 1956. I don't think that's true. I'm not going to 1956 at first. We'll take it a little bit at a time right now. I remember Crisp going down. He's definitely after this zone. It definitely was not 1956. It might have been 1956. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix the camera. Next zone after this. If it's 1956, I owe a dear apology. Okay. Okay, around here. We're going to start here. We're just going to start here. Choppa's down. Zone opening up for Epic Well and Pump. Let's get right back in the motion. Z-Link and Act 112 points. Essentially kind of having their spot secured here. 187. Timko and Suds need a game win. Remember, everybody inside of the consistency already is just going to make the point threshold a little bit lower and push everything up by one placement. If somebody outside, they get their spot in grand finals, and we're looking around 110 points on the overall leaderboard. Around. The tale of two cities here, as most of our teams sitting around 60 or so points. 312 above the damage threshold. Trying to wait for the perfect moment to try to shockwave forward, and right now it does look like they found that moment. Fast right, getting beamed by a short second. The backside of zone. Supernal, Dylan, just trying to get a spot that they feel comfortable, but Source and School underneath. This is where they're having struggles. They don't have to worry about Storm Surge. They don't even have to worry about materials or resources. It's about making it from point A to point B consistently here in these games. Zone might be a little messed up, but that's okay. Peeking through the cone. Jerry's going to go down. Dylan Supernal pick up another elimination there. Scissor Fellow, they also need to qualify here. 12 points away from that point average. Looking off into the distance. Tibba. He's going to go down. KJ Soul, they're going to get that elimination. Pump and Epic Well, they pulled zone, and they made it happen. They got the high ground. That's how long they can hold on to it. Source elsewhere finds another elimination. Trying to have a miracle run. They know everybody is doubting them. Nobody wants them to qualify. And they might feed off that, to be honest. They might feed off of that type of energy. Just some quick shots coming from the backside of zone. They let the dust settle before they open up and shockwave on out. And Act takes a good shot. Source is dealing and wheeling right now, but he quickly gets coned on up. Tries to go ahead and reposition along with School on the front side of the zone. Chris Husen, 87 points, just needs the bare minimum. And they have the bare minimum as well. Running out of materials and running out of those quick. Might have to start to think about when and where they're going to get a siphon. And Act Z-Link, they're going to be the ones on the high ground. They took the elimination on the Epic Well, forcing Pump down. Multiple teams shockwaving towards the front. Trying to grab any bit of this positioning as they immediately look down and put their position to work. See Pump on the side as a solo. Zone moving in this direction. Fast and Sprite. One of them's going to go down. This is where it continues to get tough, and it's going to move over in that direction. There's no recycled mats to hang on to. Velo and Scissor, 102 points. Looking to hang on. They're on the front side of zone. Velo's taking this as an opportunity to look back. Spots out Yumi, but he doesn't think it's worth the risk, or at least not just yet. 106 points and counting. Seeing where else things lie. Suds and Timko still up at 88 points. Roughly needs 30 more. Need to get inside of the top 5. Potentially here is an opportunity for them to qualify to the grand finals without actually needing a victory royale. And they're finding space here, and they're finding another elimination onto Dylan. No knock, so that's placement points as well into the top 15. 97 points and counting for Timko and Suds. Looking around, got Retro going crazy on the other side. Suds is here as well. Yumi, Combic, 86 points. They're using this as an opportunity to let the zone push teams forward. They have the Chug Jug. They have the Shockwaves. They can bypass this one, but a bad bounce by Yumi. He might go down here. He has to make it back, and with 10 HP, one more tick, that's all he can take, and it just turns into a disaster. Combic goes down. Yumi forced to scramble until he eventually goes down to School, who's trying to keep the miracle alive. 57 points, but that is not the matter. They need the victory royale. They have to punch their ticket to grand finals, or else they're going to go right back down to the LCQ. Enact, Z-Link, 7 eliminations here. They had a 14 elimination second place. That was most of their points so far. And right now, they're having another one of those games. Source, School, trying to chop out the high ground, but teams are jumping around up on top. 9 eliminations for Phoenix. Bully Slayer and Pressure here need this win. Suds at 122. You got to think him and Timko have done enough to qualify. How much of a cushion are they going to build themselves? Flank coming in. That's Phoenix. He's already secured as he takes down Suds. That's going to be a big loss. Z-Link and Enact still up above here. They have 8 eliminations and counting. Source and School might be the only team left in this lobby that need to qualify other than Bully Slayer, Slow, and Pressure. I was going to say Solana as well, but that's not necessarily true. Pressure needs a win, but he's out of builds. School's going to go down. They get that elimination. So it's going to leave Source by himself, tick by tick. Dreams are slowly coming to an end. Misses a crucial shot on the Bully, and we'll see them have to go back to the LCQ. Bully, 74 points. He needs the victory royale as well, and he gets pressured out. Enact gets another elimination. Keen, 1v2 situation. Enact and Z-Link, they push everything up. They get a win. They already qualified, and they've just been granted somebody a chance. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Variant Wiz, Enact, Z-Link, Mez, Herd, Mukatov, Mopping, Shotgun, Trexer. Retro, Phoenix in first. Soul and KJ, Keen and Darts, Quas One Thoric, Epic Pump, Rapid Extinct, Tiba and Jasper, Slixies OC, Icy Zaire, Blizzy and his teammates, Sprite and Fast, Gino and Seps, Larkos and Zeno, Scissor, Bello, Quang Tang, Dylan, Timko, Suds, Scared, and Okazy. Thank you for the raid, Smeecho. And the last team to qualify for the NA West Finals through Heat 1, Hits and Go High Don't Die at 114 points. I told you, Icy. I told you it was going to be more than 110, dude. You made me lie to my stream for like 3 games. $12 points away. Kristen Husen, Yumi Kombic, Wookie Zion, Supernal, and Dylan. Cops Yasir, Bully Slayer Lyric. But you got Timko Suds that qualified off that last game. Not bad. Thank you, Smeecho. Hopefully your stream was well. Thank you for sharing your community with me. I don't know if I did the replay right, but if you guys missed that last game, check this out real quick because there's no more games. There's nothing to go into. School trying to chop out the high ground, but teams are jumping around up on top. 9 eliminations for Phoenix. Bully Slayer and Pressure here need this win. Suds at 122. You got to think him and Timko have done enough to qualify. How much of a cushion are they going to build themselves? Flank coming in. That's Phoenix. He's already secured as he takes down Suds. That's going to be a big loss. Z-Link and Enact still up above here. They have 8 eliminations and counting. Source and School might be the only team left in this lobby that need to qualify other than Bully Slayer, Slow, and Pressure. I was going to say Solana as well, but that's not necessarily true. Pressure needs a win, but he's out of builds. School's going to go down. They get that elimination. So it's going to leave Source by himself, tick by tick. Dreams are slowly coming to an end. Misses a crucial shot on the Bully, and we'll see them have to go back to the LCQ. Bully, 74 points. He needs the victory royale as well, and he gets pressured out. Enact gets another elimination. Keen, 1v2 situation. Enact and Z-Link, they push everything up. They get a win. They already qualified, and they've... Dude. They had so many good games, bro. Well, I can't even say that. They had 2 good games. They had 2 good games. 1st, 11th, 4th, 14th. 2 good games. One of them being a win. Bye. Have a good night. Are you going to wait for the match? How long does it take, Icy? You tell me. Where's Grand Finals at? Here's Central's drop map so far. 20 to 30. Oh, God. That is true. Damn, School and Source at least won somebody a prediction. I wonder what happened though, because honestly, I didn't expect them to play that bad. And this is the drop map for NA West. Drop map for NA West. I'm landing here though. I wish I can. I'm taking Sinister and Sanctuary. Anybody landing there? I'm keying you guys. All right. What is even above wonky, dude? I can't. Like, if you're confident in yourself, that I guess you can win off of that, but like I always tell people, if you're gonna contest something, make it worth it. Clixie and Aiden, there's Oliver OG and Xpon, Quick Avario and Aoxy and Jojo Fishy. Where in Kanan and Sphinx gonna land if they make finals, dude? And then we still got what, Heat 2, Heat 3. Heat 3 tomorrow on stream. We'll be casting this. Benno and Ages, Bucky and Cam. Little Birdie tell me, a.k.a. Biscuit, said that Bucky and Cam were actually taking the fight to Venno and Agers. Not sure if that's going to remain true, but this is why I picked Paper as an IGL. Him and Zen, uncontested, Frosted Flakes. I could see maybe Venno and Agers going over to contest them as well. I could see maybe Venno and Agers like kind of landing at different spots if it doesn't go well. Frosted Flakes. That's I gotta stop saying that because I'm gonna accidentally say it on stream. Who are these guys? Who's Max Meow and Ben Skinator? The goats? Is that real? Am I being trolled? Ray and Zafu contested. Minute B-Dog. Raygun Blood Gangsta. Trying to see why. Lux and Centro. He's Olibot, Compton Snebby, Vorks Evolved. Nobody really wants to land here. Jules Bean. Sam, Braden, Icy. I mean, this one's not going to be easy either. I get why people would think the other one's harder, but I don't know. I don't know. No troll. Link might have uncon, cops didn't qual. LCQ is going to be a dangerous place, I tell you. LCQ. Yeah, were you really right, Star? It was about 1956. Not bad. Not bad for tomorrow's heats. We got entertainment at its finest. Do any of you guys play the Nothing But Fortnite Fantasy? This is my team for tomorrow if you guys do play it. If you guys do play it, this is for my team for tomorrow. Let me know. Let me know how I do. Let me know how you think I'm going to do. It's a wonderful day. Now we just need Arc to qual.
It's a wonderful day. School did not qual.
Bits,
now we just need Arc to qual.
I think Arc and Lacey got it for the most part. If it's 110 points to qual, I think Arc and Lacey got it. I think Arc knows how to play certain scenarios so that, you know, he can pick up the pace. He can carry the slack a little bit. How do I play that? You go right here. You have 11 hours to make a team, right? You have 11 hours to make a team for Heat 3. Obviously, the other 2 heats are done. You have 11 hours. You make your team. You go through this build process. You need at least 2 IGLs, 2 fraggers. You need a total of 7 picks. You need to mark one of your players as an MVP, and you need to be within the budget. You have 100 points is your budget. Each player is ranked. You can pick between both EU players and NAC, a kind of a combination of them both.
The biggest downfall for Arc and Salco will be FaxUT and Lacey's ego.
Nah, see, the thing is, I think Lacey understands. I think he's going to lock in as long as he's not too distracted. And Faxity, I think he's going to lock in with the amount of practice he has. You know? This was my Heat 1 team right here. Cole, Diminish, Jargu, Threats, Muzz, Moneymaker, and Power. Could have done better if Power, you know, I kind of believed Penta and Power would be able to win the Golden Grove drop. That was my thought process. Moneymaker has been performing well in EU. Muzz with Rise, he was only 18. I was like, man, that's a steal. Threats, uncontested. I was like, dude, that's a steal. Jargu, even though they were contested, I was like, yo, that's a steal. Minish and Javi, I saw they were uncontested. I was like, all right, 14-5. I'll take it. Put him as my IGL. And then Cold. Obviously, Cold's cold. Cold is cold. Like I said, you could pick between both NA and EU teams. I just make mine based off of NA. This was my Heat 2 team. I put Bolts, and I put Bolts as my MVP player. Acorn clutched up. Acorn got more points as the duo, so don't think that they're going to get the same amount of points just because they're on the same team. Acorn ended up getting more points because he clutched out the game. I also had Shadow. I thought they would perform better considering their hot streak. I put Victor V on there. Obviously, he was the star. I wish I put him as my MVP because then I would have got 180 points right here instead of 120. That's the decisions you guys got to make. I put Miro on there because I thought they would qualify. I threw Yuz on there because I thought whether or not they're contested, they have been showing up. Aviv with Veer, I thought they would, you know, do well. So obviously 78 points. And then tomorrow teams, Dev, I got Peterbot. Throw him in there as my MVP. Right? I got Bucky as an IGL. Paper. You need 2 IGLs at least. But I got Peterbot, Bucky, and Paper. I switched this up today, by the way. This wasn't what my team was looking like. I didn't have Peterbot on my team before today. But now I saw that Venno had moved over his drop spots. I went back, reset my entire team, picked up Peterbot, threw Bucky and Paper as other IGLs. They're both uncontested. I wanted to throw Kanata on there, but he's uncontested, so I think they could qualify along with Sphinx. They could take advantage of the Latte fight. Reet, he was only 10 points, so I was like, bro, that is a steal. Uncontested Reet. Take it. And then I wanted King. The first 2 people I picked, I did it on broadcast too. If you guys want to watch me pick my team, just go earlier in the VOD. I picked Peterbot, King, and then I kind of worked my way with whatever points I did have left. Or maybe I did Peterbot, Bucky, King. I don't know. This is Bucky's performance. You can get negative points, by the way. But you can check players' most recent performances, what cup it was. See the history. Kingling, 135, 104, doing good for the most part. I might have to switch this one out, actually. I might have to, I don't know. But I might not. So, and then you can go to this week. How do you see it? No, it's not this. This is the season rank. I'm 38th on the season so far, which is better. I was actually 69th on the overall leaderboard, so I definitely have moved up 1,400 points. You could see this guy had 3 top scoring weeks. You can kind of see people's previous weeks: 369, 564, 561. You can see the full leaderboard here. This is Chapter 7, Season 3, the full table. There's over 2,600 people competing right now. So, is this the Clicks? No, that's not him. I was like, what? Levin, the creator. I'm pretty sure Taco is really good at this. I thought I saw Taco. Look how close it is, though. 1442, 1494. I'm actually happy he built this, because to me, this brings like a whole new element to competing. That's more than 10? What do you mean that's more than 10? 1x. Wrong one. We thinking Savage or Truly? Depends on what you need. If you need a frag or an IGL. Oh. Bro, I don't know if I could wait for this. You need a fragger? How many points do you have left? Dude, you have options, dude. You have options. You definitely have options. Let me see if I can recommend somebody. Let me go back. You said you have 10 points. Fragger. Contested. Maybe Izzy. They always find a way to squeak through. Light might be good. Reet, bro. Do you not have Reet? Oh, you already got Reet. Zen? They're going to be uncontested. Do you have Zen already? Oh, you already have Bucky. Never mind. Boom, boom, boom. RT, Dimsy, Unreal, Tambuka. Dude, I can't help you. I don't think I can help you. I don't think I can help you, brother. I don't think I can help you. Maybe Kyan? Kyan? I don't like the West Lifty. Boji's conned against Nut and CDZ. Bro, you're just going to have to take a flyer. That's the thing. It's Zen or Truly for you? Oh, I'm stupid then. I'd pick Zen. Zen or Truly, yeah. You watching Summers? What's Summers? Oh, SummerSlam. Yes. Yes, sir. Probably not. When is SummerSlam? Hold up. August 1st and 2nd, dude. I'll be watching it while casting West Finals. I'll have it on. Bro, this guy's lying to me. 10 minutes, and then everybody's going to pick their drops. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in, by the way. Especially waiting this downtime. Any questions, any answers I can give you? Can all be friends. We can all be friends. Are you accusing you of what? I'll probably have it on live, bro. I watched one of them live when Brock Lesnar came out. Yes, you are lying. It wasn't 110. I told you around 115. My guess was closer than your guess. That's all I'm saying. My guess was closer than your guess. What's this site? This is Vital Scrims. VitalScrims.com. Obviously, this is Fortnite Tracker. Oh my god, that scared me. That scared me. Nah, go back before that. Go back before that. I said on average, and I was going off the average. But before I started doing average, I was like, when you first told me 110, go to a round in the stream when you first told me. Just finished my team, and it ain't looking bad. What'd you get? Who's your roster? And why is Pete on it? Have you noticed anyone in Heat using the tube from Wonkyland to travel?
At Jacob MVPR, have you noticed anyone in Heats using the tube from Wonky to travel?
First off, thank you for the bits. Thank you for the bits all night long, by the way. You could just type the message. I love a conversation. So don't feel like you have to do any of that extraness. But, you know, you do push me one step closer to global domination. I'm looking to take over the world. Like, I'm putting my plan out there. Global domination. With Jacob MVPR at the helm. Okay? But I don't think I've noticed it, but I've also haven't really been trying to pay attention to it. I haven't really been paying attention to it. So. Oh! Look at that! Okay. The benefits of qualifying out of Heat 1. Flixie, Peter, not a Velo. Mind switch on that one. Booga, Reet, Zen. I like Pete. I think Flixie could be good, but I'm not like too up to date on the individuals of EU. I have Kanata on my team. Can't complain. Reet on my team. I have Paper instead of Zen, so obviously I think the duo is going to do well. On my old roster, before Veno switched drop spots, I did have Booga on my team. I may or may not have been trying to switch him out for Kanata either way, but I did have Booga on my team.
So is it like the Skybaser? If Rayshub shows it, it will get attention?
No, because I think maybe. I just don't think it's easy because if you're contested, it's not as easy to do. But if you stay in the zone, I don't know. I think some people just haven't figured it out yet or worked it into their game plan. Move cam. Don't tell me what the frick to do, dude. Pete, Booga, Curve, Reed, Jessa Jaron, Paper, and Pixofsky. Jessa Jaron might be a good pick, dude. So I don't get it. How do you get points? Is how many they get in game? Nah, you can go look at the top right. It's a whole breakdown and an example. You're good. Okay, how many teams right now? 12 of 13. Phoenix Retro, Kingbot. So they're actually going to continue the contest at the top. Timco and Suds are going up there? Okay. We already got a Heatwave Harbor over here. Ha. Phoenix and Red. No, I'm kidding. What are your top 5 for the Thanos Heat tomorrow? Sheesh. Now that Pete's uncontested.
What are your top 5 for the Thanos Heat tomorrow in NAC?
First off, thank you, Bits, again. I don't know. It's hard. I don't think I've done like super predictions. Um, let me see the drop map again with the changes. With the changes. See, it's just hard because like some of these guys don't even want to win a game. But Pete Pollo, King Craze, Clicks Rapid. Just want to make sure I look at everybody. I don't leave anybody out. I'll throw Reek Cooper in there since they're uncon, so that's 4. Damn. Somebody has to win some off spawns here. Higgs curve. Did I say Higgs curve? 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I'll throw Kanata Sphinx in there. Bucky game 2, he gonna win? It's possible. It's possible. Oh, hold up. King, Higgs, Pete Pollo, Clicks Rapid, and Reek Cooper. There we go. That's a better 5. Yeah, you're right. That's what happens with me. Like 2 seconds go by, I forget what I was even talking about. 2 seconds. Like a fish out of water. Pete winning FNCS. What do you mean? Reet betrayal. Uh-oh. I didn't betray nobody. I got Reet on my fantasy team. All right, is this all of them now? 22 out of 23. Who's missing? Scared and OKZ. Okay. Oh, well, there they are. How many games left? It's over. Night. Wait, are you twitch.tv/night? The Fortnite player? Or are you a different one? But this is early preview. I'm the one you saw. Why does your username not match your actual Twitch name? But thank you for having the same name. I keep him wonky warm for you, bro. You about to be contested. It does look better. I'll give you that. It does look better. You're about to be contested. These guys aren't going to leave when you call. I just want to let you know that. You got your work cut out for you. Zeno Larcos. Early preview of the map. Not bad. Heat 3. NA tomorrow. On Central. Then obviously we got Heat 3 for West with Lacey and Faxity. First earned, by the way, how you know? I mean, for you, if that's first earned for you, congratulations. If it's their first earned, uncongratulations, I think. Lacey and Fax split? No, they have like a third team landing there now. They actually have a third team landing there now. I don't know much about that third team, but there's a third team landing there. Is it okay if I don't? No, you have to use up all 7. You have to use up all 7. It's not, you know, there's like a little checklist at the bottom that kind of tells you, I guess, what it is. Like, what, like, parameters you need in order for it to matter, or in order for it to work. Yeah, I'm just collecting my Battle Pass rewards. Yeah. So if it doesn't save, just make sure you have those green check marks underneath your team building. And that's what you'd be looking for. 2 IGLs at least. I believe 3 fraggers at least. And then you can kind of fill the rest of the spots with either or. You need to put 1 as an MVP. You need to stay within budget and have 7 out of 7 players. But I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Dev, you know I appreciate you, buddy. Icy, thank you for giving us the scoop day in and day out. What do you think of EU right now? Obviously, the entertainment and the mainstream entertainment is an A. But I think EU just has the brunt of the talent, just not like the limelight, so to say. You actually think that third team will matter? I think Fax and Lacey in a calling out skins. They team on the third team and then split the spot. No, I don't think it's that easy.
Do you actually think that third team will matter?
Nah, I don't think it's that easy.
I think Fax UT and Lacey in a call calling out skins. They team on the third team and then split the spot.
Especially when they're streaming, you can't do stuff like that. It just won't work the same. The team is not landing there. That makes it even better. If the team's not landing there, I fully believe they'll split. It's in literally both teams' interests to split. They don't have to have the conversation. It's just common sense that when you have two creators on a team, not fighting is better than fighting. Especially in a POI as big as Heatwave, where you can split two separate sides. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you got to realize both of the guys that you're talking about stream. So it's like, if they were to do that, it would be blatantly noticeable. You know what I mean? But I'm from North America, Isaiah. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to call it a night here. Get some rest. Probably eat some food. See what's up. Maybe get something to drink. Who knows? Who knows how the night would treat us? I said the light, but the night would treat us. You know what I mean? Tomorrow, I will be casting Heat 3 on the Central stream. Twitch.tv/Fortnite. If you guys have any feedback, if you guys are watching the actual Central stream and you have real legitimate feedback, you come back tomorrow when I cast FNCS Heat 2. Look at you, got me saying your name. Casting FNCS Heat 2 here live on the channel. Same time, same place, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. I don't know if you guys are in a different country and not in the American time zones, but I just hope to see you guys all here. Are you close to West servers? Yes and no. I don't really know where they're at, but I think I am. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much. Everybody here has truly made a difference, made my night special. All my links, Isaiah, are right here. So if you guys missed today's stream and you don't want to rewatch it on Twitch, hit that link tree button and you can watch it on YouTube and any other platforms that I streamed it on. No, you cannot get a PC, or at least not from me, but you could definitely get one with your own hard-earned money. I heard Indeed.com is a great place to look for opportunities to make some money. But if I was rich and famous, yes, you could have. I would get somebody a PC. If I was rich and famous, I would do like a karaoke contest. If I'm ever rich and famous, if I ever make it, you guys can hold me to that. If I ever make it and I'm rich and famous, I will host a karaoke contest where the winner gets a PC. You know what I mean? But I have to get rich and famous first. But as always, guys, thank you so much. Shout out to all you guys, in the chat right now. Dev, Wheat, Lotto is here. Brooke showing up. Icy. I know there's so many options that you guys can choose to stream. We got Butchie in here. Bro, we already followed on the YouTube. Now he's here on the Twitch joining the conversations. I was going to say us unks, but I think I just remembered I'm young. So you unks, you know what I mean? I do what I can to give back and give you guys some good quality on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm young. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6 foot. I'm 6'7" and I'm young. You know what I'm saying? I'm a younk. I'm Lil Yunkle. But that's gonna do it for me tonight, y'all. Again, you guys have made this stream special. Honestly, you can see me just almost in most situations. I can't stop smiling. Tomorrow, it's gonna be kind of the same vibe, but once we come to NA West Grand Finals, I'm gonna be locking in. I'm not gonna be looking at chat as much because I want to make sure to put that full effort into casting. But I think it'd be a great FNCS Finals on NA West. Gonna do the same thing for Central, but obviously there's no chat to look at. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I know the time is the number one thing you cannot get back in life, so I appreciate you guys using that time to spend it here with me. We did have a good time. I couldn't have asked for a better stream, honestly. Day in and day out, you guys come back and support me, and I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the follows, the bits, the subs, and the support. Have a great night. Bro, a thank you 100 bits to end the stream, bro. Make sure everybody has a great night. Thank you so much one more time. And do something nice before you end the night. You know what I mean? When you talk to somebody, send a text. Say, yo, you know, you have some gray hair. Yo, you really helped me in life. Yo, I can learn from your IGL skills. Yo, you make some good food. Yo, you have some nice, you know what I mean? Just said, throw out a compliment. Just throw out a compliment. You never know what somebody's going through in any given moment, and you never know how much better you can make their day. So just know, with everything that goes on in the world, everybody tries to clip farm, rage bait, and things like that. Just know you as an individual can change the world and make it a better place. All it takes is one random act of kindness at a time. So everybody, have a great night. Make sure you guys get some great sleep. Take care of your guys' mental health. And I'll see you guys on the next stream. Beep, beep. School trying to chop out the high ground, but teams are jumping around up on top. 9 eliminations for Phoenix. Bully Slayer and Pressure here need this win. Suds at 122. You got to think him and Timko have done enough to qualify. How much of a cushion are they going to build themselves? Flank coming in. That's Phoenix. He's already secured as he takes down Suds. That's going to be a big loss. Z-Link and Enact still up above here. They have 8 eliminations and counting. Source and School might be the only team left in this lobby that need to qualify other than Bully Slayer, Slow, and Pressure. I was going to say Solana as well, but that's not necessarily true. Pressure needs a win, but he's out of builds. School's going to go down. They get that elimination. So it's going to leave Source by himself, tick by tick. Dreams are slowly coming to an end. Misses a crucial shot on the Bully, and we'll see them have to go back to the LCQ. Bully, 74 points. He needs the victory royale as well, and he gets pressured out. Enact gets another.